Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day.
Yes.
All wrapped up in one in Iran.
Right.
There will be nothing like it. Open the blanking straight, you crazy betards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. President Donald John Trump. This is, go ahead.
No, he tosses in the praise to Allah. I mean, my God. Sorry, that's it. He was on a tear,
yeah,
man.
he's Donald Trump.
Yes, he is.
And here's the one he put out yesterday. We got him. My fellow Americans, over the past several hours, the United States military pulled off one of the most daring search and rescue operations in U.S. history for one of our incredible crew members, officers, who also happens to be a highly respected colonel, and who I'm thrilled to let you know is now safe and sound. This brave warrior was behind enemy lines in the treacherous mountains of Iran, being hunted down by our enemies, who were getting closer and closer by the hour. But he was never truly alone, because the Commander-in-Chief, Secretary of War, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and fellow war fighters were monitoring his location 24 hours a day and diligently planning for his rescue. At my direction, the U.S. military sent dozens of aircraft armed with the most lethal weapons in the world to retrieve him. He sustained injuries, but he will be just fine. This miraculous search and rescue operation comes in addition to a successful rescue of another brave pilot yesterday, which we did not confirm because we did not want to jeopardize our second rescue operation. This is the first time in military memory that 2 U.S. pilots have been rescued separately deep in enemy territory. We will never leave an American warfighter behind. The fact that we were able to pull off both of these operations without a single American killed or even wounded just proves once again that we have achieved overwhelming air dominance and superiority over the Iranian skies. This is a moment that all Americans, Republican, Democrat, and everyone else should be proud of in the United States, united around. We truly have the best, most professional and lethal military in the history of the world. God bless America. God bless our troops. Happy Easter to all. He forgot. Praise be to Allah. But anyway.
But he had tossed that in.
Yeah.
The other one.
He could have just tossed that in on that one, too. Praise be to Allah. Allah. So he's going to do a presser today at 12 noon our time.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And then 8 o'clock tomorrow night is the deadline that he has set, the red line, where he's going to blow everything up if they don't open the blanking straits. and he's going to take the oil. The bridges and the power plants are going to go away. He expects a deal today, though, so he gave himself sort of an out, because the last time he did this a few weeks ago, and he had to come back and he had to say, well, they've asked for a deal. And over in Iran, they're like, we don't ask for a deal. We don't ask for a deal. So anyway, Air Force Colonel. The pilot was rescued on Friday. The colonel is seriously wounded. He climbed a 7,000-foot ridge into a mountain, punched the locator. Here I am. Was able to avoid capture for 36 hours. There was a $60,000 bounty put on his life. We had 100 special forces, the SEAL Team 6 that went in there. He only had a handgun, and we destroyed the aircraft that they crashed, by the way.
Right.
They made a temporary airstrip in order to get him out. And it was a CIA deception rescue where they spread the word that he was already out, and so the CIA the Iranians went one direction, but we were getting him out in the other direction.
They said, we made it sound like we were going to pick him up from the coast, I guess, and then they focused on that.
Yes, that's right. So anyway, it was just there's only one country on planet Earth that can do what our guys did yesterday, and nobody else could do it. And it proves that we have dominance in Iran. Obviously, if we're able to put 100 special ops forces and build a landing strip and fly these drones and bombers, I think we control Iran right now.
Well, what you kept hearing since the Trump announced the rescue was, we can go anywhere we want to in Iran at any time and do whatever we want to do, is kind of the overwhelming message. And of course, there's the usual idiots are ranting and raving about Trump's language in the first post. But you know what? I like a plain-speaking president for once, man. I appreciate that.
When was the last time a president did that? The answer is never.
Never. I mean, that's
so. Be upset about it if you want to be upset about it. But,
I don't care. I think it's great. He's letting them know. Now we were talking about. Now we have the deadline coming up tomorrow night at 8 p.m.
Well, that's what I told you off the air. He's got to do this now.
Yeah.
Or find a way to get out. Which he opened the door. He gave himself an out, and he said, "I think I'll have a deal by Monday today."
Right.
And if he has a deal by today, quote, a deal, we won't. Who knows whether we'll actually have a deal or not? This is Trump negotiating. This is Trump, the art of the deal. Open the blanking straight, you betards, or, I blow up everything in the country. That's just negotiation. He's a mafioso negotiator.
Well, he knows when to be a hard ass, and he knows when to speak plainly, and If anybody else were doing that, because you see Democrats trying to replicate him all the time by dropping the F-bomb, left and right. Okay, he's the real deal. That's actually a pronoun for him, I suspect, when you're talking to the guy.
There's too much estrogen in the Democrats. Can you imagine Gavin Newsom? Please open the blanking straits. Okay, can you imagine him using
We just want to understand your motivations,
right,
and then open it up, and then we can, cross some bridges of understanding.
But let's listen to an Obama guy, because he's an Obama guy that's sounding less and less like an Obama guy every time I see him. This is the former Department of Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson, who said this.
This operation for the first pilot and the second pilot was a remarkable exercise, demonstration of U.S. military courage, technology, power. I would encourage the President and the Secretary of Defense, consistent with operational security, share as much of that with the American public so that the American public can appreciate what goes into this. This kind of operation is more complicated than the bin Laden operation.
More complicated than the bin Laden operation. The Daily Mail, however, in their true rightness, being right-wing, said Trump's rescue almost failed and cost dozens of American lives.
No.
That was their headline. No, it didn't almost fail. Not even close to almost failing.
They had some issues with some airplanes, I think, at one point, but that's it. They had some kind of mechanical issue that they were able to, deal with fairly quickly, which also tells you that, they can be fluid and adapt to a situation very, very quickly, because it didn't stop them, didn't slow them down, except for maybe just, an hour or two or something like that.
The last time an American president tried to rescue people from Iran, it was 1980. The president was named Jimmy Carter, and our guys died. Our guys died, and we left behind equipment. In this instance, nobody, not one American was killed. And I don't care, Sean, what they're saying on MS Snow or any of the others right now, because they're saying that Americans are dying left and right. Our guys are being killed. We're losing this war to the Iranians and so on and so forth. I don't know where these people, get off saying such stuff. It's blatantly untrue. It's just
they're lying their asses off. Yeah. But that's what they do as a matter of course these days. You just kind of accept that whatever they're saying, the opposite is the truth. It's like when we're losing American troops. Thousands of troops. Where is that happening? They're losing thousands of troops. The Iranians are.
Look, the last time we had American troops killed was in Afghanistan.
Right.
We had 13 dead, and Joe Biden did it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Democrats did it.
Yes, he did. So I think it's going swimmingly. We are coming up on the next chapter of this adventure. So it'll be interesting to see what happens today. We have that press conference.
Open the blanking straight.
Coming up at 1. Open the blanking straight.
Noon our time.
Or noon our time. Well, 1 p.m. Eastern.
Right.
But, open the blanking straight, you crazy, what?
Betards.
Or something really bad's going to happen.
More than 50 senior Iranian leaders were killed. Their Navy is history.
Right.
Missiles are destroyed. We operate freely in Iran. And the IRGC Intel Chief, Major General Majid Kademi. Say that 5 times real fast. Majid Kademi.
Way too early.
Anyway, he was killed overnight. He's the top Intel official.
Right.
Meanwhile, Iran hanged a college student, 19 years old, and a 30-year-old. Look, they said that the two of them were waging war against God and causing corruption on the earth by waging war against God. The leftists in our country who support Iran and who are pulling for Iran would be the very first ones that Iran would kill if they were there.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. The very same people who can't shut up. We talked about this last week, who can't shut up about how awful Christianity is. But they take Holy Week off and an extra week after that. Enjoy. I'm glad you guys get another week, man. Good on you.
Soleimani's niece, living a lavish lifestyle in Los Angeles, has been calling us the great Satan and bashing life in America, but she lives here very lavishly for now. She's been told she has to leave. Also, the last guy, his daughter lives here. She's been told she has to leave. The only thing I'll say about that is, Marco Rubio canceled their visas and said, y'all have to get out of the country now. Some judge appointed by Barack is going to stand in the way and stop it.
You know
they're going to make sure that they get to stay.
And I think the daughter, the professor, I think she originally, when she came here under Biden, she had sought asylum. Meaning she's trying to escape a dangerous place, which she has since revisited on multiple occasions.
Right. So, but my point is, both of them have been told to leave the country.
Yeah.
There's going to be a judge today.
Oh, sure.
There'll be a judge or a couple of judges who are going to say, "No, you can't do that, Mr. Trump. You can't do that, Mr. Marco Rubio. They have to be. You have to let them stay."
Probably before this show's over, we'll have an injunction in some manner.
Probably will. Okay, quick break. More Ware and Rima coming up. Does your house smell? Is it just a little bit off? It might be your AC at Quarter Moon Plumbing Heat and AC. They created the Breathe Easy package right now to kick the funk out of your system. Quarter Moon pulls a deep clean down in your blower motor, okay? The blower wheel, the AC housing, all of it. They clean your coil. They disinfect the inside of your AC cabinet and so much more. Then they install a UV light to zap that bacteria and other nasty stuff that's hiding in your unit so it never goes that way again. You get cleaner air, fresher home, and an AC system that smells so fresh and nice like a spring rain, which we've been going through, huh? The Quarter Moon Breathe Easy package, just $6.95. That's all. $6.95. Your whole home is going to smell so good, and you got that mold and mildew and all that other stuff out of there. Call Quarter Moon Plumbing, AC and Heating at 210-651-5899 for all the details about this special package. That's quartermoonplumbing.com. AccuWeather forecast Monday, April 6th. Sunny today with a high near 74. The normal high is 79. Right now it's 48 at KTSA.
Good morning. So no major delays going on right now. Traffic flowing freely on the northeast side on 35, northbound Randolph to Schertz Parkway, and then southbound Schertz Parkway on down to 410, flowing freely. On the south side, 35 northbound, no delay. South Cross to Highway 90, 37 northbound, New Braunfels to 35, no delays. And we're looking good along 281, northbound St. Mary's up to San Pedro. Now, if you guys do see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line. We'll check it out. 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This is the greatest movement in the history of our country.
A movement of news and talk.
And it's just starting.
News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
You know, I've been saying forever, to me, life is about quality, not quantity. Okay, if I had a high quality of life, I don't care how many years that is, just let me have quality of life. If you want to add to the quality of your life or a loved one who has hearing issues, do what Sean and I did and see our friends at Here in Texas, Dr. Sally, the whole crew. They're ready to help you hear better, which will, I guarantee you, will improve the quality of your life if you can hear better. There are times when I leave my hearing aids behind, and it's a big, big mistake because my hearing is pretty bad, and it always has been. I just grew up that way. And Here in Texas has really fixed that for me when I have my hearing aids with me. And I got to tell you, it's a big, big difference maker. If you want to enjoy your life more and get more out of your life, your music enjoyment, your television enjoyment, or just being able to talk with folks, being able to understand what they're saying, Here in Texas is going to do that for you. HEAR, Here in Texas. They're up in New Braunfels. Real easy to get to. They have a subscription model now where when the new technology comes out, you just get a new pair of hearing aids. They accept TRICARE, so if you're military dependent, you come on in. I mean, they've erased all of the obstacles to going and getting your hearing better. Now the only thing you need to do is just check them out at 830-360-2000 or just go to hereintx.com.
Discover the difference that Jesus Christ can make in your life at Cornerstone Church, located at 18755 Stone Oak Parkway in San Antonio. Every Sunday morning at 8:30 and 11 and Sunday evenings at 6:30, join Pastors John and Matt Hagee as they preach the uncompromising Word of God. Can't make it to the church? Cornerstone offers live streaming of all the Sunday worship services. You can find them each Sunday online at jhm.org and on Facebook Live. JHM.org also offers on-demand sermons by Pastors John and Matt Hagee, concerts with award-winning Christian artists, as well as special well-known guest speakers from around the nation and the world. Cornerstone Church offers encouragement for every stage of life. They have special programs for kids, teens, and young adults as well. So bring your family and friends to Cornerstone Church at the corner of 1604 and Stone Oak Parkway. For more information, visit sacornerstone.org or call 210-490-1600. We look forward to seeing you soon.
Staples has hundreds of great ways to boost your brand, like spectacular signs, brilliant brochures, eye-popping posters, mouth-watering menus, and more. Shop now through April 18th and save up to $125 on all your custom prints. Staples, that was easy.
It's time to improve your home, slow it down, and do it right. Choose a company worthy of your trust and worthy of your family. For windows, siding, and doors, call or visit southwestexteriors.com. Southwest Exteriors, the look you love coming home to.
Guests of Ware and Rima appear via the Stevens Roofing Newsmaker Hotline.
I want some candy. Butterfinger, please. Yeah, I like me some Butterfinger.
I
What?
had a lot of candy this weekend.
Well, it's Easter, you know. The kids got their Easter eggs and their candy.
I had lots of candy. You eat lots of candy, Lane? I was
lot
eating
of
some candy. Serious candy.
What'd you eat?
Just lots of candy, man.
What
I got me
kind?
a big old bag of candy.
Yeah?
I got me a big old Reese's peanut butter chocolate bunny. I took its head off like within seconds, and devoured the rest in about 30. I love candy.
Me too.
I love candy.
There's one called Peter Rabbit, and so last week I had a bag on the cruise ship, and it had Butterfinger, it had Nestle Crisp, the flat one. You know,
right.
Nestle Crunch.
Nestle Crunch.
That's it.
Those are good.
And
Talk
Baby
dirty. Talk dirty.
and Baby Ruth's.
Baby Ruth.
Is that got the coconut? That's got coconut. Baby Ruth.
No.
I'm thinking of the other one.
You're thinking of Mars.
Oh.
You know,
What
Almond
was
Joy
the
got
one that your mom liked? Always had one.
Payday.
Paydays,
Payday.
wow.
I like Payday too, man. Payday. So.
Keep on talking dirty.
This is like candy porn. The Artemis mission was just amazing to watch, and over the weekend, now I guess they're flying towards the dark side of the moon essentially today. But they took this image over the weekend, and we had played some of the audio from when they were doing interviews and stuff from space. But they released an image over the weekend looking behind at the Earth, and it's in crescent, and you can barely see this little blue marble hanging out in that expanse. And it just kind of takes your breath away. That's everything we know. That's all humanity right there on that little ball, just hanging there in space. It really gives you some perspective on stuff, as far as Easter. Easter is a very reflective day, obviously, for all of us as people of faith, and try to spend some time in prayer over the weekend, because you realize God's work is a masterpiece. I mean, the universe is just a master work of beauty, and seeing that everything we are, all of humanity, it's just on this little thing hanging there in space. You get, it kind of gives you perspective over like getting junk mail and somebody cutting you off in traffic and stuff.
It doesn't matter, does it? Doesn't matter.
Don't sweat the little stuff, man. That's where we live.
Well, my first thought is I've been watching this too, and the first thought was, when we did this originally in the 60s, it took a lot of people to pull this off.
Yeah.
There's this gigantic crew. There were lights. There were cameras. There was a set and a sound studio out in California somewhere. Pull that whole thing off in the 60s that way. Now this is just some kid in his basement with a Mac.
See how you are.
MacBook Pro.
Your tinfoil hat's a little crooked there, Trey.
and he's just sitting there in his papa's basement with his underwear on, and he's put this whole thing together, and we're just fascinated by
that,
this.
you'd see Iron Man flying, behind him. See how you are. There are people, I'm sure, who think it's all fake and thought the moon landing was fake.
I guarantee you, I've been seeing their posts.
This crap is fake, I'm sure. And I'm sorry, but it's really freaking insulting to the people who are risking their lives to make this happen.
If you're doing it seriously, I'm not doing it seriously.
Oh, I know you're not.
I'm doing it tongue, but if you are doing it seriously,
I know you are.
There's a flyby today, as you were just mentioning. We'll get pictures about 1:45 p.m. Then there's a 40-minute blackout at 5:40, and I'm translating all this to our time. So
right,
but 5:47 p.m. our time on the far side of the moon, and so Tom Hanks did it one time and almost didn't make it back. So
that was based on the Apollo. They say that when they're on the far side of the moon, first off, two questions. Are they going to be playing Pink Floyd? And secondly, they say the view will be like holding a this is how close they'll be. It'll be like holding a basketball in your arms stretched out from your body. That's what their perspective will be of the moon. That's how close they'll be. They will have traveled further than any human beings ever have. You know, you compare and contrast that with all the other things that are going on here on planet Earth, and it really is an amazing moment. It's fascinating to me.
Well, just like what you said, Apollo 13 went 248,655 miles.
Right.
This is going to go 4,000 miles farther.
Yeah.
Minimum distance of 252,757 miles. So that's supposed to happen at 12:56 our time today, where they're going to break the record for how far.
Well, and you know what's really cool is that we have, you look at footage from those earlier missions, and I think we were all kind of blown away when they took the shot after they first took off, and you get the first shots from the vehicle looking down at Earth. You know, the imagery and the technology and just how we show live shots of stuff is so much better now that it gives you, a real sense of the reality of it. And they're gorgeous images, man.
Well, and I saw several from airplanes that flew by Florida as it was taking off, and that's pretty amazing. I saw the last space shuttle, which was a nighttime space shuttle thing from Florida. I was in the water about a mile off the coast, Cape Canaveral. Sean, there's nothing like watching that.
Yeah, I imagine.
And I always thought, when you see it on TV, and of course growing up watching Apollo, I always thought they go straight up.
No,
they fly the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah, they gotta match the spin of the globe, so to speak.
But you don't see that on TV.
No,
you just see it go straight up.
Well, yeah, I mean, when it took off, I mean, that's what I'm saying about the technology as far as being able to broadcast stuff like that. Now you could see the arc as it was taking off.
That's right.
But what gets me, and I know we got to take a break, it's just the amount of energy that is required to do that.
It's a bomb.
It is. You're basically sitting on a big bomb.
Yep, you are.
And it just explodes and sends your butt up into space, man.
That's it. Okay, well, we'll continue in a minute. More Ware and Rima coming up. Let me tell you about my friends over at Bridgehead IT. You can't turn on the news or open a business journal right now without seeing two letters, AI. It's everywhere. And if you're a business leader and there is mounting pressure to do something with AI, just rushing into it just to say you're doing something is a fast track to security breaches, compliance nightmares, a whole lot of wasted capital. You're just going to waste money. You got to get somebody on your team who knows AI. Bridgehead IT, they will do a complete AI assessment for your company. Bridgehead IT sits down with your team. They identify where AI can deliver those measurable value and results, and where it's just a whole bunch of noise out there that you need to avoid. And they prioritize protecting your sensitive data and ensuring your transition is secure from day number one. They don't sell you the latest shiny object or a trendy bot or anything like that. They're going to put together a strategy, and it starts with their AI assessment of where you are and what your needs are. Bridgehead IT will focus on the clarity. They'll get you a roadmap that's built on outcomes and no hype. So if AI is on your roadmap, and it should be if you're in business for 2026, start with the experts who put security and your bottom line first. Just go to bridgeheadit.com.
We think the best breed of dog is the rescue. KTSA is going to help no-kill rescue agencies around San Antonio with the food and homes they deserve. Join the voice of the National Dog Show, John O'Hurley, and the KTSA hosts for the two-day 2026 Puppy Food Bank Radiothon. It starts Thursday from our studios and continues Friday from the Alamo Lounge, where you can have breakfast with us, John, and the dogs looking for their forever homes. Presented by Thomas J. Henry and in part by Connecticut, Mr. W. Fireworks, Window World, and Big State Financial. The Puppy Food Bank Radiothon starts Thursday on KTSA.
Hey, it's Sean. This time of year, a lot of folks are looking to get their wisdom teeth taken out if you're a younger person. And I would say check out River City Oral Surgery. We can give you the exact price. 4 wisdom teeth only cost you $1,500. Now, that is a bundled price. That means everything is included in that $1,500. There's no surprises afterwards. That's the exam, the x-ray, the sedation, the post-op care. And over at River City Oral Surgery, you don't need insurance. You don't need a referral. So if you want your wisdom teeth pulled, you can go to the website and check out all the information, plus all of the other procedures. It's all published on the website with the pricing, so you can see exactly whatever your procedure is going to cost, whether it's wisdom teeth or dental implants or some kind of oral surgery. So check out the website. If you want to just call them up and talk to them, you don't need a referral. Make an appointment, 210-778-0002. Or again, look them up online with all the pricing published, rivercityoms.com.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. An elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55. But unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Need a new AC? Right Home Services has a complete install, up to 3 tons, for just $89.99. It's Martin Bomber from the KTSA Rockin' Home Show. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000.
I get to talk to you about Southwest Metal Roofing Systems, and again, a company I know, I trust. They're the ones I had put on my roof probably 25 years back. Still absolutely beautiful, never had one single problem with it. Called them back and said, hey, would you consider putting a roof on my barn? So this past year, several thousand square feet of roof on my barn. They do all kinds of homes, businesses, outbuildings, and the material they use is true lifetime quality. It's a Galvalume type material, and it simply doesn't rust out or go bad. My roof looks as good as the day they installed it. It truly is a lifetime roof. They give you the best guarantee in the industry. Most insurance companies will give you a discount on your homeowner's insurance. I just love Southwest Metal Roofing Systems. They do the job. They're prompt. They clean up after themselves, and you will truly get the best roof in the industry. Give them a call, 210-822-6868. It's 210-822-6868 for Southwest Metal Roofing Systems.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
The war with Iran could be ending as early as today. President Trump has a press conference set for noon. Word is a ceasefire might be announced at that time. KTSA is watching the story. Motorcycle rider seems okay after his bike blew up and he ran away on fire, at least for several feet on the far west side. You can see that video right now at KTSA.com. And there's an undisputed king at the box office, at least for now. And this one brings some video game nostalgia for millions. We've got details coming up at 7. KTSA News Time now, 6:34.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, no major incidents. This report sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Your travel time on 1604 westbound, I-10 to 281. Now that's going to take you about 20 minutes. 281 southbound Bassey to 35, 5-minute ride. 35 northbound Loop 410 up to 1604. That's 5-6 minutes. And about 5-6 minutes, I-10 eastbound Loop 410 over to 1604. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MADD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline, 877-MADD-HELP or MADD.org. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
After a cloudy start, the clouds will break for some sun today. It'll be warmer to kick off the week, too, with a high up to 75. Some clouds tonight, the low 51 along the Riverwalk and 44 in the Hill Country. Rather cloudy for Tuesday, but the high at the 77. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
53 degrees and partly cloudy at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 107.1.
And we're wearing Rima at 636 at KTSA, Monday, April 6th. Okay, go ahead and do that thing over there. That's the one right there. I'm just looking through mysa.com real quick.
Okay.
Came across a story. It says, San Antonio near the bottom in new prosperity study. What's going on? And it's some sort of study that looks at, different aspects of the city. Geography of Prosperity Index. 250 of the largest cities in the U.S. on their structural readiness to thrive in the decades ahead. including the core indicators such as climate resilience, population renewal, and governance and foresight, blah, 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 blah. And we're like 151 out of 250,
wow,
which is terrible.
Yeah.
We're the worst in the state of Texas in San Antonio. And time again, I'm going to make a point about this in just a second.
Sure.
Time and time again, we see these surveys come out, and San Antonio's ranked down at the bottom of these surveys. You know, it doesn't matter what it is.
Violent surveys, I know crime. We're doing really well in that department as far as having a lot of it.
Well, you know, quality of life and those kind of things down at the bottom, you know. And so and it doesn't matter. This looks more like a lefty kind of climate thing and all that.
Sure.
Whatever. And we're still down at the bottom of that. But it doesn't matter the survey. You know, San Antonio just comes in not looking good at all compared to, well, again, this was 250 cities across the country, and we're down at 151 in this particular study. But it doesn't matter. You look at any study, and you're going to see San Antonio's languishing behind. And the problem is the people that are electing the people.
I agree. Yeah, people electing the same kind of leadership over and over again. You say it all the time. You get more of what you allow.
That's right. That's right.
I mean, just last week while you were gone for the second time in a month, when I'm sitting out there prepping my notes, I heard about 6 pops. There's a convenience store that I had sometimes coming in, and last week I was going to roll by there and get an energy thing. And it was all roped off with cops and stuff. And I asked the guy the next day, and I had a guy show up who'd been shot.
Yeah.
And was asking for help. I mean, this town's going to hell, man.
Well, and again, that's the population who doesn't vote.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to rely on 13% of the people to turn 13% of voters, which means a very small amount of people to turn out and vote and sway this city, this is what you're going to get. And so you're looking at the same thing happening over at the county, because Ron Nirenberg's going to be installed at the county as the county judge over there. And so he's going to do the same thing over there that he did with the city, and you're going to continue to see a degradation in Bexar County as well. And I don't mean to be a bummer on a Monday, but I'm just trying to tell you that's the fact of the matter, is that it's the people electing the people.
Oh yeah,
and more often than not, Sean, it is the people who don't turn out to vote. The people who decide this is not important.
Those are the people who actually vote.
Correct.
These clowns into office over and over and over
By not
again.
voting.
The people who don't vote. We've talked to them on the air just within the past month.
Yep.
We've had remember we talked to a guy that said, "What's the point?" He was a Republican. What's the point? It's all rigged or whatever, you know. So
that's what you're going to end up with. You're going to end up with more of the same, and another survey is going to come out, and it's going to show San Antonio lagging behind. Now, I want to bring up another topic.
Sure.
Over here at Oakwood and Wooden Fox, they had this motorcycle crash into a pole over there.
Oh, no.
And it was a gigantic inferno. There were a couple of kids that had backpacks on. This was on last Thursday. A couple of kids that were either walking to or from school were there on that corner. They barely missed getting hit by just inches.
Right.
Fire erupted off this motorcycle. The motorcycle rider, when you see it, he comes sliding in behind the motorcycle, and he ends up in all the debris and everything. And then he walks away, and he's on fire, and he throws himself down on
Lord.
Yeah, in this park, and starts tumbling around to put the fire out. And residents over there have been complaining about this particular street for quite some time. Apparently, there are cams on the houses that have seen a lot of wrecks there. I've seen a couple of extra ones where cars smashing into each other there and all that. Regardless of all that, let's talk about the motorcycle guy real quick, because my heart is motorcycles.
Right.
This guy was on what we call a race bike. This was not a cruiser like what I ride, like a Harley
like one
cruiser.
of those bikes where you got to lean forward.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you get the point of those things is go as fast as you can.
Yeah.
And so obviously this dude, I have no idea who it was, but he was hauling butt, and it's 20 miles an hour there. The signs say 20 miles an hour. No, there's no excuse for that. None whatsoever.
Oh, you know, we're in my part of town. You see young guys on those kinds of bikes all the time, and they're doing 50, 55, 60, going down a 35-mile-an-hour road.
Well, that's slow for them.
Well, I mean,
50,
I don't know
55.
how fast they're going, but they're obviously not going 35.
Right.
You see it on the service road there off 1604. You see it on Gilbo. You see it all the time, man.
I see it on 35 or on 410.
Right.
And they're going, at least 100 miles an hour, probably more than that. And I always point out to, Nance or whoever I'm with, look, there's an organ donor going by.
Well,
there goes another organ donor.
It's just stupid, and you know how I am. I mean, I'm really trying to be very conscious of guys on bikes, man, when they're around me. But you can't do anything about that when somebody's coming up on you. at 80 miles an hour or whatever the hell.
So, I mean, the media's trying to make it into a deal about this particular street. And maybe there is an issue there. Maybe they need a light. I have no idea. But I look at that, and that boy going way too fast on two wheels in that neighborhood, and that's what happened there.
Right.
Okay?
No, absolutely.
He hit a dip in the road, and once that bike hit the curb, it just exploded in fire.
Yeah.
Lord.
Two little kids right there. Did you see this, Christian?
I did. I thought of you over the weekend yesterday watching it because I go, Trey rides a bike, but I don't think he would. I don't think he would do that.
Oh man, I'm old and slow now.
But you see,
me too.
like you say, this bike hits the curb and just boom.
Yeah. Oh, it's a fireball. It's an explosion.
And watch in slow motion. If you watch that clip, watch the rider as he hits the curb. And it's like he flies right through a wall of flames.
Oh, he caught on fire, too.
Yeah, he did.
And had to get up and go, walk off. But anyway, I mean, they can talk about we need to do this, the lights or whatever. But if these guys are going to run, this fast on those bikes, this is what's going to happen. And if you end up dead, if you end up with a tag on your toe, that's your fault.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I've seen guys do wheelies down my street.
Oh, all the time. So
on those stupid bikes.
They do them on 410.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it's madness. I've seen guys go down it's not my direct street, but the street through the main line through my neighborhood, and they're doing wheelies, they're standing up on the seat and going really fast doing that. And I guess they believe it's a straightaway, which it really isn't.
Right.
There's all kinds of stoplights and stop signs, but I'm surprised more haven't sent themselves.
Well, what I don't
to,
like is it gives all of us a bad rep.
Right,
Oh, a motorcycle rider blew up, almost killed some kids on this street. No, that's not a real motorcycle rider. That's just a kid playing around, doesn't know what he's doing.
I never see anybody on a Harley doing that crap.
Well, we can't. We're all old and slow.
Right.
If
I
we
wouldn't do that on a Huffy.
We get over 40 miles an hour, it scares the snot out of us, man.
40? You do 40, huh?
Yeah.
I get over 35 and I'm getting a little edgy.
That's what I'm telling you. So anyway.
I mean, it's just stupid behavior, but young people.
Right.
Young people.
Right.
They just don't grasp it, man.
So we're going to the dogs on Thursday and Friday.
Yes, we are.
We're going to have the Puppy Food Bank folks in here. I understand John O'Hurley's going to trip on by, say hi on Thursday, hang out for a little while on Thursday. Then we're going to hang out with the dogs on Friday. We're just going to make 2 days worth of it here at KTSA.
That's right.
And try to raise as much money as we can to feed some doggies.
Well, you can get, obviously all the information is at ktsa.com, but if you want to donate it, directly, just go to puppyfoodbank.org. But yeah, with 2 full days, we're going to be in studio on Thursday. Again, like you said, talking to John and talking about the Puppy Food Bank.
We had Ernie here last week.
Ernie
2 weeks ago.
Hudson, 2 weeks ago. He's a very cool guy. And then on Friday, we'll be in the Alamo Lounge. And that's always a fun day.
Oh, sure. And y'all could come by because I think they're going to have some breakfast. Right, Elaine? We're going to have breakfast there on Friday.
Cool.
So come by, have some breakfast, and meet the doggies. In fact, on Friday, don't let me talk out of school, Hill Girl. If I talk out of school, you stop me, all right? On Friday, we're going to be I was going to say auctioning off dogs.
No, we're not going to. We're not going to auction off any animals.
Hey, here we go. I got $10 for the Chihuahua. $10 for the Chihuahua.
Look at the thighs on that Chihuahua.
Look at the thighs
Turn
on that
around.
Chihuahua.
Turn around.
Chihuahuas have thighs.
So anyway, hey, yo quiero Taco Bell. Anyway, we're going to be adopting them, right?
We're going to have some rescue dog. I think Wilson County Rescue is going to be here.
All right.
They're going to have some dogs.
So free dogs on Friday. We'll be giving away free dogs on Friday.
Maybe find your new best friend on Friday at the Animal Lounge.
Come on by for a free dog.
And then you can hang out with O'Hurley.
See, and what I was hoping was that we were going to, instead of doing tacos, we were going to do hot dogs. Because that would make more sense.
Thematically, that
we
would
could
probably
say,
work a little better.
Come by Friday morning and eat a dog.
And the contract, we're still in negotiations, but Moonshine may show up between 8 a.m. and 10.
That's your little dog.
That's my Moonshine.
Moonshine's a celebrity
we're
dog.
trying to work out the contract.
Are you bringing Foxy?
Foxy's dead, man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thanks, Trey.
Which one is still alive?
Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
No,
Bruce is still alive.
Yes, Bruce is still kicking.
I'm sorry.
Thanks, Trey.
Yeah, don't bring Foxy. That'd be kind of weird.
She's buried out in the backyard, Trey. But, Bruce is still kicking, and we hope for a few more years. And so,
but don't bring Foxy.
No, I won't be bringing
don't
Foxy.
bring Foxy.
I'm not bringing any of the cats. I wouldn't do that to you guys.
So that'll be Friday. Come by and see us. All right. I can't
I'm
keep
sorry,
them all
I couldn't
straight.
resist. No, I know.
Yeah.
I can't either, Trey. I have so many. It's hard to keep their names straight.
I tried.
You're fine.
Okay.
You're fine.
Come on, man.
A bathroom remodel is not just about looks. You know that. It's about comfort and safety and function. And it's Safe Showers and Bathwise. They have joined forces with New Bath Today to bring you more. Same trusted people, same great service, and now a whole lot more for you and your new bathroom remodel. New Bath Today still offers a beautiful new shower to you, tub-to-shower conversions, walk-in tubs, safety upgrades. But now they've expanded to include more complete bathroom remodeling, including toilets and flooring and vanities and so much more. So whether you want a new, safer shower or a total bathroom refresh, check out New Bath Today. They can help you create a bathroom that looks better, feels better, and works better for your life. And you're always going to get quality products, expert installation, and a smoother experience from start to finish. And right now, you get $1,500 off your brand new shower plus low monthly payments. Get your free quote today at newbathtoday.com. That's New Bath Today, the same trusted team, now with more for your bathroom. New Bath Today. AccuWeather forecast sunny today with a high near 74. Right now it's 48 at KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like a couple of new trouble spots. This report sponsored by Allstate. Got a couple of stalls that are off to the shoulder, so no main delays. Just a heads up. I-10 westbound West Avenue and 35 southbound Eisenhower. Both of those stalls off to the right shoulder. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
You know, my brother Trey and I talk about here in Texas all the time. They have changed both of our lives. He has a pretty profound hearing loss issue that here in Texas helped him out with. Mine wasn't so profound. Mine was really just in crowded places. And so I got tested a couple of years ago by Dr. Sally, one of the great audiologists over here in Texas. And she fitted me with some great hearing aids. In fact, wearing the hearing aids has actually improved my hearing when I'm not wearing the hearing aids, which is very, very cool. Now, in the 2 years since I got tested, there might be a new model that would better serve me because technology marches on. That's why here in Texas are offering subscription plans now where you will always have the latest technology with locked-in pricing. And they give you the option that best works for you, that is customized for you. So go on by and just get a consultation. They got offices in New Braunfels, obviously, also in Luling and Dripping Springs. Call them up and make that appointment today. You'll thank me later, 830-360-2000, or look them up online at hereintexas.com, HEARNTX.com.
Get the last water softener you'll ever own. Call Connecticut and tell them Dave sent you.
ConnecticutSA.com.
Hey, it's Sean. You know I love talking about my friends at John Wayne Service Company. This is a great year to talk to them. Whether you're having an issue with your HVAC, your plumbing, or your electrical, it's one company for the whole house. And now John Wayne is offering their service call for all for only $29. That's a $29 service call that'll cover one system, two systems, or all three. It's your choice. It's a simple, low-cost way to get a professional look and clear direction before you spend more money. They aim to give you straight answers and clear options with no pressure, and they offer 100% satisfaction guarantee. But again, it's that time of year for John Wayne's Service Call for All for only $29. Service call can cover one system, two systems, or all three. It's your choice. Call or text my friends at John Wayne Service Company today, 210-293-6700 to schedule your $29 service call for all. Or check them out online, johnwayne.com.
If your floors look worn, dated, or just not your style anymore, you can change that with one visit. I'm Richard Cavazos with Pride Floors and Construction. We are a family-operated business located right outside 1604 in Lock Hill, Soma. Most homeowners tell me they want cleaner, richer, natural-looking floors and beauty that lasts for generations. Popular styles like European oak hardwood floors and luxury vinyl planks continue to be top picks. So when you walk through our showroom, you can explore carpet, hardwood, tile, and luxury vinyl plank in every style. You will see textures textures, colors, and finishes that help you picture the space you want. We make it easy to visualize your space with beautiful new floors. My team gives you clear guidance, honest answers, and professional installation combined with quality products. You will get a project you can trust and floors that make your home feel new again. Our lifetime installation warranty is part of that promise. Visit our family showroom at 1604 in Lock Hill, Soma. At Pride Floors, we take pride in our floors so you can take pride in your home. I'm Richard Cavazos, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Upgrade your backyard with a custom patio cover from Precision Windows and Doors. Call us at 210-596-6588. PrecisionWindowsSA.com.
Not a lot of things in this world are free, especially a world with high inflation. But when it comes to financial education, I have something free for you. It's the Creating Richer Lives podcast. I'm Carl Eggers, your host. Find the podcast each week at creatingricherlives.com or on all major podcasting platforms.
Well, it's done, and we love it. Hey, Trey Ware here for Texas Rhino Shield, and they have completed the project at the warehouse, and we absolutely love it. You know, Anthony came out. He spent several hours with us explaining the entire process, looking at our home, making all the measurements, and then talking about a few repair things that they needed to do. And then their guys came out, and man, when they hit it, they were great. The first thing they did was they gave the whole home a bath. They cleaned it up really well, did a few minor carpentry repairs, and then applied the Texas Rhino Shield. We love the color. We love the contrast with the brick. We love everything about the Rhino Shield. You know what's the best part? It's guaranteed for 25 years. I won't ever have to do anything as far as paint is concerned to the warehouse again. I love that about Texas Rhino Shield. Right now, you can take $2,500 off when you mention Trey Ware when you log on to TexasRhinoShield.com. You're going to love the way your home looks and feels and is protected with Texas Rhino Shield at TexasRhinoShield.com.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Today's Pledge of Allegiance, powered by Stevens Roofing.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ware and Rima, since you brought it up off the air, I was going to bring this up later in the show, but they're having the Easter egg roll today at the White House. And a couple of years ago when Joe Biden was in office, it was the tranny day of visibility is what they called Easter.
It was so icky.
The tranny day of visibility is what they called Easter. And that's when they had the guy with the fake boobs and the top off walking around the grounds to show off his fake boobs. And the Easter bunny was pushing Joe around. Come this way, Mr. President. No. Don't talk to the media. Don't talk to the media. None of that's going to happen today. There will be no guy with fake boobs walking around topless. It's
Brian
not
Nolan
going to
has
happen.
been disinvited, so we don't have to worry about that.
He might be. You never know.
Yeah, which is good because, I mean, that was, to me, I mean, and we talked about it at the time, that was a big old middle finger to the Christian community of this country.
Sure it was.
It's absolutely what that was. There was absolutely no reason for those people to be there doing what they were doing.
Nope.
You know, so I really couldn't see it as anything else but an outright, slam against people of faith, which I submit you will not see today. You will see something a little more reverent as far as, the words around it. You got 40,000 eggs. We were talking on Friday about how they were talking about egg prices are significantly down.
Mm-hmm.
We were paying, $9-12 a dozen, $15 a dozen back during the so-called Biden era.
Yeah.
So I suspect it'll be a much more festive and enjoyable and respectful event today.
And kids safe.
And kids safe. I know, it's a weird idea. The Easter is largely, at least the egg part is really about little kids.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I know you follow Megyn Kelly, and I'm sure you heard about Tiger Woods, and he is being allowed to leave the country to seek treatment somewhere else because of privacy concerns. A lot of people talk about, well, if it were you or I, that it wouldn't go that way after your second DUI, and that's absolutely true. But he is Tiger, and my heart breaks for anybody who's got an opioid addiction going on. Megyn Kelly said, and you still I haven't seen her in a long time, but obviously one of the big stories was his call to the president. I still think at this point I don't think Trump has acknowledged what time, if it was before or if he was actually on the phone. It would make sense if he called him because of their relationship right now. But she called it a D move, and I think you know what I mean by the word D.
Apparently, he called him right after the crash.
He did, apparently.
Tiger called him right after the crash.
Well, we played the audio on Friday where he's. I was talking to the president, and her estimation of that being a D move was that you flip your car and the first thing you do is call the president. But Elaine and we were talking on Friday about how. Well, they also probably wanted to let him know he's all right, and there's no kids in the car or anything like that. I'm kind of half and half. I mean, I don't know. He probably didn't need to tell the cop that he was talking to the president, and he did. So I don't know. I wish him well. He's obviously on some kind of journey.
What we were mentioning on Friday is that because he is dating Donald Trump Jr.'s ex-wife.
Correct, the ex-daughter-in-law.
Ex-daughter-in-law.
So he's around the grandkids a lot.
Kai is very close to President Trump.
So he probably called and
said, they're not in the car.
Right.
I'm okay.
Yeah. Which is probably the truth of the matter.
I absolutely believe that.
Is that the president hears Tiger flips his car. Is Kai Kai okay?
Exactly.
Right. I think people are focusing on when he was walking back that, he said, I was talking to the president, and whatever. He obviously, and they all say he was impaired on something, allegedly.
He didn't call the president after just flipping his car, and the president didn't know that he just flipped his car. He was trying to get out of it.
Well, I think adding that he was talking to the president was, kind of an interesting choice. But, again, he wasn't really making the greatest choices of his life on that day in general. But, as far as the addiction part, we know he's in a lot of pain, and I hope he can get off that stuff, man. It is nasty stuff.
Yeah.
Really, when it gets a hold of you, it is nasty stuff.
I know you had you've talked about your journey with it.
Yeah.
It never did anything for me. Like when I was having pain, the doctor prescribed it for me. It never did a thing for me. Didn't take my pain away.
Oh.
Didn't make me high. Didn't make me feel good.
It doesn't really get you high.
Yeah.
But it definitely, if you've had major surgery, you definitely need it.
Yeah.
It's just the problem when you have multiple prescriptions and it goes on for a while is that at some point, and James, you said this the other day, it's you're taking them to feel normal in a sense. And you don't really realize how addicted you are until they're not there anymore.
Oh, I know they are.
And then all of a sudden there you are. So, the only distinction I make is it's a physical addiction. It is a physical addiction.
And it hurts to get off.
Well, you go through severe withdrawals, yeah.
Yeah. All right, more Ware and Rima coming up. KTSA.
In the 80s, fashion was rad and music was cool. But if your AC isn't cool, that's totally bogus. It's Martin Bamba from the KTSA Rockin' Home Show. For AC repair or a full install, call Right Home Services right now and get a complete AC install up to 3 tons for just $89.99. That's a limited time deal with serious savings. Right has the right team, the right price, and the right stuff. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000. They bring the cool.
The right stuff.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
This is San Antonio's news, traffic, and weather station.
KTSA.
It's 7 o'clock, KTSA, San Antonio. I'm Christian Blood. It may not be the end of the war with Iran, but a ceasefire appears close. Correspondent Vicky Barber with the latest.
Pakistan has reportedly delivered a peace proposal to the U.S. and Iran that could see hostilities cease as early as today, if the two sides agree. The plan calls for an immediate ceasefire and the subsequent reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, followed by a 15 to 20-day negotiating period. Reuters reports both sides were sent the proposal overnight.
That's President Trump with a press conference set for noon local time. We will have that live here on 550 KTSA and FM 1071. The crew of the Artemis II is now closer to the moon than any other astronauts in more than 50 years.
It's incredible.
Wow. With a view like this, you could hear it in their voices. One of Easter's timeless themes, gratitude.
It is phenomenal. And the moon we are looking at is not the moon you see from Earth whatsoever.
Correspondent Mark Strassman at the Johnson Space Center in Houston. Today, it's a 6-hour cruise around the dark side of the moon. The Orion space capsule expected to splash down back on Earth on Friday. A motorcycle rider appears to be okay after a fiery crash on the far west side Thursday afternoon. News 4 San Antonio's posted video footage of the crash that shows a bike sliding across the pavement and then slamming into a curb. But the bike exploded in flames just as the rider, also sliding on the pavement, came up from behind. The rider passed through the flames before getting up and running away on fire. The flames eventually went out, and the rider kept on going. 3 students standing on the street corner, presumably on the way home from school, were not injured when the bike exploded. An animated sequel is reaching new heights at the box office.
The Super Mario Galaxy movie has scored the biggest opening of the year.
My Koopas! Your king has returned!
It's taken in $190 million in North America and more than $372 million globally. Analysts say it demonstrates the power of family films.
I put the knot in astronaut.
Project Hail Mary came in second with almost $31 million domestically. The drama was third with $14 million. Hoppers and Reminders of Him rounded out the top 5.
That's correspondent Deborah Rodriguez. KTSA News Time 7:02. Rob Thompson right here at KTSA Sports.
In the NBA, the Spurs' 11-game win streak was snapped over the weekend as they fell in overtime to the Denver Nuggets 136-134. Wemby had 34 points, 18 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 blocks in the loss. Spurs get back to work tonight as they welcome in the Philadelphia 76ers to the Frost. The tip-off set for 7 o'clock. In college hoops, it all comes down to this. Number 1 seed Michigan will face 2-seeded UConn tonight in the title bout. As both advanced pretty handily over the weekend, Michigan embarrassed fellow number 1 seed Arizona 91-73, while UConn had a pretty easy time of it, taking care of 3rd-seeded Illinois 71-62. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
KTSA News Time 7:03.
Hey, it's Sean. If your AC is struggling, my friends at John Wayne can help you fast. Call John Wayne for HVAC, plumbing, and electrical, one company for the whole house. You get straight answers and clear options with no pressure. Now, if you think you need a new AC system, get a free estimate from John Wayne. Especially if another company told you that you need a big repair or a full replacement, get a free second opinion from John Wayne. A second opinion can save you from replacing a system you might not need to replace. Plus, a free estimate helps you compare your options and make a smart decision. John Wayne can inspect your system, explain what's going on, and tell you what makes the most sense. They handle AC repairs and full replacements every day here in San Antonio. So call my friends at John Wayne or book an appointment online. Either way, it's easy to get on the schedule, and you can see these great coupon offers plus other current deals on the John Wayne website. Click coupons for details. Call them up today, 210-293-6700, or look them up online at johnwayne.com.
At EasyCater, we believe every workday gets better with great food. Like that morning status meeting, always better with bagels. And don't forget the coffee. Ops team working late? How about some Power Bowls to keep them going strong? Sandy's celebrating 10 years at the company. This calls for cupcakes. With EasyCater, you get a huge variety of favorite restaurants with tools to help meet dietary needs and stay on budget, all on one platform. So make every workday better with EasyCater. Start an order at easycater.com.
Every now and then you find a deal that actually feels like a win. With Straight Talk Wireless, you get more and pay less. Now that's a good deal. No contracts, no credit checks, no surprises, all on Verizon's 5G network. Find it in the same place you've always found straightforward prices, exclusively at Walmart and StraightTalk.com.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
KTSA News Time 7:05. Things starting to pick up on a Monday. Debbie Alcazar right here with KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Good morning. We are working a few stalls. I-10 westbound West Avenue, 35 southbound at Eisenhower, and 281 northbound Bitters. All of these stalls off to the right shoulder. Now, if your travels are taking you into Kendall County, heads up, we are getting reports of an accident. I-10 westbound. It's just past that Kendall-Kerr County line. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
After a cloudy start, the clouds will break for some sun this afternoon. It'll be warmer with the high of 75. Some clouds tonight, the low down to 51 along the Riverwalk and 44 in the Hill Country. rather cloudy, warmer on Tuesday, the high of 77. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterino with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Right now it's 53 degrees and partly cloudy at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
News Talk 550 KTSA.
And I got some bits and pieces to start your Monday off.
Bits and pieces.
Here we go. We had this happen at the end of last week.
178,000 new jobs. We shattered expectations. And so, yes, you are correct. But I don't think it's my smile that matters. I think it's a testament to what this president has done, what he has committed to the American people, what we're hearing on the ground from our employers and our employees.
And here's the good thing about adding it turned out to be 186,000 new jobs that were added in the month of March. They're all private sector.
They're not government jobs that are just kind of made up.
Completely flipped. Because during the Biden years, what they were doing is to pad the numbers and make it look good, they were just saying, oh, hey, we added 263,000 new jobs, and they all work in the government sector, and there were no jobs.
Well,
it was all
didn't
fake.
exist. Yeah, it was
all
cooking
fake.
the books, man.
That's it.
Unemployment's at 4%, something like that.
Yeah, a little over 4%, which is, that's okay. We're doing well. I know everybody's upset about gas prices right now. I stopped at Buc-ee's on the way back yesterday from Galveston after the cruise, and it was I have to do the premium thing.
Premium gas, yeah.
So like $4.12 at Buc-ee's,
right?
Which is cheap, It's not, but I mean, Buc-ee's gas is cheap, so it's $4.12 for the premium in Katy, which is by Houston. So you're going to pay more over there anyway. I think the average here in Texas is like $3.90 or somewhere in that neighborhood.
Right.
Somewhere around $3.90. The highest, of course, is California, and they do that to themselves with some of the rules and the regs they have.
Well, they sure do. Yes, they do.
So, we're now, because of what is happening in Iran, we're erasing a menace. We're erasing our generation's Hitler right now. Okay, that's what this is. That regime over there is our generation's Hitler. Donald Trump is dealing with it, which, if you look back to the 1930s, and they all wrote this in the history books, with 2020 being hindsight, great vision and all that, they wish they would have dealt with Hitler early on before he had a chance to kill so many people and start a world war. That's what Donald Trump is trying to do with these guys over in Iran right now, and they are modern-day, killers. So
and they're even, they're also religious zealots. So, they're at least the foot soldiers are willing to die for the great cause. I thought he laid out a really good argument for the fuel prices coming down fairly quickly once the Hormuz Strait is under control, and free flowing. It's going to be like opening up a spigot, basically, and the whole world's going to benefit.
And I get it; everybody's talking about it now, and everybody's feeling the pain and all that stuff right now because of what it is. You go to the gas pump and you see it; that's real life, and you're dealing with real life. Donald Trump is willing to risk the midterms to erase the modern day Nazis from the Fourth Reich, if you will. But bottom line is, you're right. We've been talking about this for weeks. The gas prices are going to plummet, and LNG prices are going to go down as well. Stuff like that's going to get a whole lot better. But this is a temporary thing that we're going through. The greatest generation, they had to deal with it for years.
Oh, sure.
Great sacrifice.
Well, the speech Wednesday night, we commented on, how he went through the timeline of all these other wars and how long we were involved.
He did.
And then he got to us. It's like 32 days.
Right. So far.
And
Christian's reporting it could be over with today. I don't know about that. Well, let's see what they choose to do. Yeah, exactly. And meanwhile, will there be a NATO that's going to come out of this? One of the things that may happen out of this is NATO goes away. Here's Secretary Rubio.
And I've been a big supporter of NATO. And one of the reasons why I've been a supporter of NATO is because I believe that these basing rights give us leverage and give us flexibility and operational capability all over the world. But if NATO is just about us defending Europe if they're attacked, but them denying us basing rights when we need them, that's not a very good arrangement.
No, it's not a good arrangement at all. And this president has the guts and the you-know-whats to pull us out of NATO because NATO doesn't serve us at all.
Oh, no, any more than the UN does. I mean, what is the point of our membership? I mean, basically, NATO's been the fat guy living on our couch for however many years. So I'm with Ruby. I don't know any idea about pulling out of NATO. I'm not exactly sure what the point is at this juncture.
I mean, we are the ones that have to go in and protect Europe, right? And then when we say, can we borrow some air bases so that we can launch this initiative and get rid of Hitler, they're like, no, you can't. You can't. You know, they hate him. They hate Donald Trump.
Oh, sure.
If any other president were to ask for air bases, they'd say, oh, of course.
Well, and he called him out on Wednesday night, and that was the second time he'd done that, where he basically called them a bunch of cowards. Hey, we've softened it up for you. You can just go get the oil if you want it, or you can buy it from us. You know, and basically did call them cowards because you're right. The front end of this thing, they did not want to be involved.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got no love for NATO.
No, and it could go away, or at least be realigned to where, you know, Spain's lost, France is lost. You know, those countries are lost as far as being an ally of ours. They're not a true ally. But, you know, you can realign the thing, and you can look at places like Australia and the others that will participate, and you can just realign it. We'll see what happens. Hershey Park Zoo, which is up in Pennsylvania.
Right.
A couple of parents. One is a 61-year-old. The other is 45. So, I mean, they, you know, age difference there, but who cares about that? They take their toddler to the zoo.
Right.
And next thing you know, people are helping the toddler get its hand out of a wolf's mouth.
Ooh, wow. Ouch.
The child had crawled underneath the fence, and a wolf, being a wolf,
right, they're carnivores,
went over and put the child's hand in his mouth, and then the wolf just realized, I don't like this. It's a little rubbery. It doesn't really taste like chicken.
A little salty for me.
You know, they were able to get around. But here, how did that happen? Everybody wants to know. Well, the parents were on their phones.
Well, we are something of a distracted culture right now. And I have been. A real motivating factor for me can be boredom. And then when I get bored with something, I get really, really bored with it, and I'm just kind of done. And I found my relationship with Facebook is kind of entering that stage where I'm just getting kind of bored with it. And the whole idea is just staring at your damn phone all the time. So I've been trying to, not do that as much, and it's becoming more natural not to look at it.
I told you I was going through that a month ago.
Yeah, it's just
nah.
It's a sucking vortex of your existence, you know.
I take the weekends off for sure.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, put it down for the weekend.
Well, I mean, you look at the zoo thing. I saw, it may have been as a result of that story that I saw something over the weekend that was a montage story about people who have been attacked by animals. There was a guy who tried to take a selfie with a rattlesnake somewhere, ended up getting bit, obviously. And they went into some other stories I know we've talked about on the air where somebody hops into a bear enclosure or they get too close to a bison for a selfie. Selfies with wild animals are pretty much always a bad idea.
And the thing about these parents, I mean, they were on the phone, and the kid gets his hand in the wolf mouth. I mean, they're lucky it turned out the way it did.
Yeah, they are.
And they get hit with a little misdemeanor. For child endangerment. It's not going to be no jail time, nothing. It's just a little misdemeanor. Take the kid away. If you care at that point, if you care more about your phone than you do about your kid, and that's obviously what you're showing there,
then you'd have to take pretty much everybody's kid away.
Well, okay,
because everybody's staring at their damn phone right now. You see it everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go.
We were talking about when Artemis took off. They did they'd cut down to the people on the ground watching in the lawn chairs, and they're all watching it through their phones.
Right.
So they can tape it. They're not actually watching it happen.
And they're
watching it happen through they're right there, man. And you're looking at it through your phone?
Well, let me look at my phone real quick because I just got an email. Morning, Trey. You guys keep mentioning a place called the Alamo Lounge. This is from Daryl.
Hey, Daryl.
In my case, I have no idea where that is. You might want to tell viewers where this is because there's no place by that name on Google in the San Antonio area. is it the Social Pub on La Soya Street? No, and you know what? That's Daryl. That is a very valid thing.
Actually, it is because we mentioned it as if people just automatically know.
Well, last when I did the food bank thing, Sean, I had several of those emails that said, "Where's the Alamo Lounge? You guys are having a party in the Alamo Lounge. I want to come to the party in the Alamo Lounge. Where's the party?" It's here at KTSA, 4050 Eisenhower Road.
Right down the hall.
Yeah. So it's a big room that the company built several years ago, and we host all kinds of events down there. It's very nice, and we'll typically bring in food and coffee and stuff in the morning, and we have a party, and that's what's going to be going on Friday morning here for the Puppy Food Bank. So come on by and have some chow. And see the dogs. You can pick up a dog while you're here as well. And it's at 4050 Eisenhower Road. That's where you'll find the Alamo Lounge. No, it's not on La Soya Street.
and actually, the dog adoption, this is the first time we've actually done that, I believe.
We did it last year.
Oh, we did it last year. Okay.
Yeah, we did it last year.
This is the first time we've done it 2 days. So we'll be hanging out with John O'Hurley on Thursday. Mm-hmm. And then Friday, we'll be hanging out in the Alamo Lounge. It'll be lots of fun, man.
That's right. Next year, I understand it's going to be a week-long event.
We're going to do a week and then a month.
The dog month. What are you? Elaine just rolled her eyes.
I just Googled Alamo Lounge San Antonio. First thing pops up is 550 KTSA.
Well, there you
Lounge.
go.
Wow.
But there is an Animal Social Club on La Soya.
Well, that's the one.
Two separate things.
Company.
Yeah. Don't go. Yeah.
And
Well, we don't know.
Nails Lounge.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's on the west side, right next to the VFW. That's where you'll find the Alamo Lounge.
Travis was here when Ricky Ware was here.
That's right.
Where's that beer company, Elaine? Say that. Where's that Alamo Beer
his
Company?
Ears perked up.
Yeah. Hello.
There's an Alamo Beer, Alamo Social Pub, and Alamo Nails Lounge.
Oh,
I might go get my nails
your
done.
Ped and Med.
That's on Bassie.
I got it. All right, quick break. More Ware and Rima coming up. Alamo water softeners, hard water. That's a big deal around here. We have some of the hardest water in America right here in our area. If you can hear KTSA over the radio, then I recommend you get an Alamo water softener post-haste right away. They are a trusted local company. They know our hard water here. In fact, that's how the company got started in 2009 with Alan Townsend. Was, he realized he was working for Brand X, and that's how I got to know him. And he realized, no, those national brands, they're not made for San Antonio's hard water. And it is different. It is unique here. And so he put together a water softener that works to get the hard water mess out of your water here in our area. It's wonderful. Of course, hard water is tough on your pipes, it's tough on your appliances, tough on your clothing, tough on you. So if you want better feeling skin and hair, cleaner dishes, and appliances that are protected, you want an Alamo water softener for a limited time special right now. Get a free reverse osmosis drinking water system when you purchase a select water softener system from Alamo Water Softeners. Mention Trey Ware at alamowatersofteners.com. AccuWeather going to be sunny today with a high near 74. Right now it's 48 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working a few incidents. 151 westbound Hunt Lane. That stalls off to the right shoulder. Got another at 281 northbound at Bitters. Right shoulder blocked. Starting to fill in a little bit. 90 eastbound. 211 on over to 410. And in Kendall County, an accident. I-10 westbound. It's just after that Kendall-Kerr County line. That wreck is in the right lane, right at mile marker 483. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Breaking news, bold analysis, and the stories shaping our future. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Here's a tale of Becky. Didn't know what to do with new meds prescribed and no real cost clue.
She squinted at prices, that can't be right. Then tapped GoodRx and saw the light.
She could get a deal. Book telehealth if she feels.
Learn about those meds without any stress. That one little app does all the rest. Even my horse downloaded it. Dang, save time and money on prescriptions.
Check GoodRx. GoodRx is not insurance.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Mr. Electric makes sure your home has a good grounding system.
A grounding system directs any dangerous electrical current into the ground instead of your home or loved ones.
Call 210-248-2026 or online at MrElectric.com for a free home safety check.
Artificial intelligence is reshaping how work gets done, but not everyone views it positively.
New research from Kelly shows companies are all in on AI, while many employees remain uncertain. Kelly CEO Chris Layden has more.
Organizations can only realize the full value of AI when their people understand why it matters to the business. Employees need to be trained to use the technology and trust that it benefits their own roles.
A Kelly survey found nearly 7 in 10 executives say refusing to adopt AI is a bigger threat to your career than the technology itself. But many workers say they don't yet see the promised benefits. That disconnect slows progress.
Our research uncovered there's not only a technology gap, but a talent and trust gap that puts a company's performance at risk. Leaders have to foster and model a learning environment where AI-powered problem solving is embraced.
To explore the full Kelly Global Rework report, visit kellyrework.com. That's kellyrework.com.
Want a great way to boost your brand? Custom labels at Staples will help packages pop, shipments stand out, and takeout boxes really take off. Shop now through April 18th and save 30% on all custom labels. Staples, that was easy.
San Antonio's conservative superstation. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
And it's 7:21 on April 6th. We are Ware Rima.
Well, got some interesting things going on with, we talk a lot about the resurgence in faith, and a lot of people are going to church. A lot of young people are going to church for the first time.
It's a good thing.
It is a good thing. I mentioned last week that a lot of young people are joining the Catholic Church. And I know the diocese in New York over the weekend, Saturday, they have, they open it up to baptisms going into Easter morning, and they had like 400 people come by to be baptized in the faith. I think it's great. Perez Hilton, who has really been a professional jerk for about 20, 30 years as a bloggist, he's kind of a mean guy. I mean, I haven't really followed him, but he's made the news, over and over, throughout the years as being a really kind of a snotty guy and an insulting guy. And he's one of these guys that tries to find out dirt on people and celebrities and stuff like that. And he said late this past month that he had a medical. Now, it's Perez Hilton, so you take everything with a grain of salt. But he says he had a medical crisis and that God, quote, presented himself to me and that did something I can only call miraculous, and it was life-changing. He said he's apologizing to anybody that he's ever insulted or hurt, throughout the course of his career. And says that he is embracing his Christianity. And I mean, again, it's Perez Hilton, so take it with a lot of people are going back to church, but a lot of celebrities are doing it. So you just, whenever you're in Celebrityville, you always have to kind of measure it out with, well, to what extent is this real, and to what extent is this about getting clicks and people paying attention and getting guys like me to talk about Perez Hilton? Because I haven't even thought about Perez Hilton in quite a long time myself.
Because everybody went through the Kanye West thing.
Well, yeah, and Kanye, yeah, you're right. People got burned by Kanye,
Sure
on the Jesus trip. Although that record is very good. I still listen to it, even though I know he's, crazy.
Okay, hold on. Because I posted this March 24th is when I posted it. Here he is.
Okay.
Perez Hilton from March 24th.
One of the most special things about this experience is that God presented himself to me. It was not a feeling. God presented himself to me. And I grew up Catholic. I was baptized, had my communion, confirmed, went to Jesuit school for 7 years, but I was never a believer until now. God presented himself to me and then did something that I could only call miraculous. And I was very lucid. It was real.
So he goes on for, I guess, 20 more seconds, similar to that. He did say this back, again, March 24th. I don't question somebody's testimony like that. You know what I'm saying? I see somebody doing it. Of course, you always say whatever, but you look at him, and he's definitely got a look on his face like something happened to this guy.
Well, Yeah, and Fox reported on this over the weekend, and the only thing where I tend to think it's genuine is because it is Perez Hilton.
Yeah, right.
And because he's been such the opposite, if you will, and he's of a community that is not going to think highly of him for making, this kind of a move. They don't think highly of anybody who.
And faith is not
Christianity.
something you can judge. You can look at somebody's fruit and whether or not they're living, a righteous life or whatever. But you can't judge somebody's heart. That's between them and God.
Well,
that's a very
nobody can really
thing.
know that. But we just talked about Kanye West, about how he.
Well, that's what I said about fruit. At the end of it, it turned out. It was a money-making thing for Kanye at the end of the day.
Money-making and crazy too,
well, sure.
So I good on him, and good on. I think it's fascinating though that you're seeing a lot of people specifically going to the Catholic Church. I find that interesting. Now he was raised Catholic, so for him it's kind of a return. He's going back home in a sense in his heart. I totally get that, but it is kind of interesting to me how a lot of young people who themselves may or may not have had any interaction with the Catholic Church are choosing that direction.
Why do you think that is?
I have no idea. I think a lot of it is the non-denominational churches with the rock bands and the audio-visual. I mean, we've all been to those kinds of churches. They seem to want something more traditional.
That is it.
They want something that is better, that is more organized, more structured,
more holy.
More holy. They like the culture of it because they see rock bands and audio visual crap every single day. You know what I mean?
George Barna is the foremost researcher in the Christian world.
Right.
And he's actually done research on this and asked young people, why are you going back to more traditional churches, not just Catholic church, but more traditional churches as a whole, and that's what they're looking for. They're looking for something that's more holy, something that is separate from their lives.
Right.
The modern evangelical church has become something that they have worked really hard to become the same as the life that people are leading to try to attract them.
Yeah.
So, the pastor put on skinny jeans and the pastor put on jeans with holes in them and stuff like that, thinking that was going to attract them. But in fact, younger people, when they walk into a church, they expect candles, guys in robes, that whole thing, because it is different.
Well, and they could see through, in a sense, the kind of almost the ruse of it, because those churches became very, very prominent when I was in Colorado. I actually attended a few of them, and they got the rock band, they got everything going on. And obviously, there was a desire to attract young people by being cooler and hip and all that stuff. And I think today's young people see right through that. And they do. They want something a little bit more structured and traditional.
Well, Barna's done a lot of research on that, and that's what he shows. And I think it's right. I think that's absolutely true.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's why you're seeing a lot more of that.
It's interesting.
Stained glass is what he called it. Returning to stained glass.
I think it's great. Yeah. Good on them, man. Good on them.
Oh, at Amity Bank, well, they are your go-to bank for small business throughout the state of Texas. The best bank for SBA loans, of course, is Amity Bank. I was just talking to David McGee just a couple of minutes ago. And, he's just one of the greatest leaders in our community in so many ways, not just the president of Amity Bank in San Antonio, but in many, many other ways. He's a tremendous leader for our community. And so you can trust when David and his crew put together a plan for your family, okay, whether it's a small business loan for a mortgage or a business that you're building that's going to be a family-run business or anything. When it comes to financial matters for small businesses or for your family, there's no other bank that can do it like Amity can. And I have personal experience with this. Nancy and I started our Amity journey about 15 years ago to refi our mortgage, and it turned out a great thing. It saved us tens of thousands of dollars on our mortgage. So if it's something like that, or you're developing a business, you got a business idea, they're the best bank for SBA loans. They got a brand new branch over there at Bitters and 281. You can just pop in and have a free cup of coffee, talk with them about your family, about your small business, whatever it is. If it's a financial matter, you can depend on Amity to do it right for you and your family every time. Amity NA, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Rescue dogs. They have incredible backstories and appetite. San Antonio's no-kill dog rescues want to nourish all these good dogs until they find forever homes. So it's time again for the KTSA 2026 Puppy Food Bank Radiothon. It starts Thursday from our studios and continues Friday from the Alamo Lounge, where you can have breakfast with National Dog Show voice John O'Hurley, us, and the dogs looking for their forever homes. Presented by Thomas J. Henry and in part by Connecticut, Mr. W. Fireworks, Window World, and Big State Financial. The Puppy Food Bank Radiothon starts Thursday on KTSA.
Hey, it's Sean, and I've been talking to you about my friends over at Zintex for quite a while now. They do bathroom renovations and installations. They've been at it for a quarter century, and most of these installations can be completed in as little as 1 day. You also know I've been having some back issues, so we're kind of amending our vision for our master bathroom to maybe deal with the fact that, well, yeah, I'm sort of getting older too, and might want to make that bathtub a little easier to get into with my friends over at Zintex. This is a great time to talk to them, and they do offer free, no-obligation in-home consultations. They'll come out to your place and hear your vision of your bathroom. And right now, if you go forward with that project, you'll receive $1,000 off or no interest for 12 months. Plus, when you mention KTSA to your design consultant, you'll also receive a free fold-down bench seat with your purchase. Again, they've been at it for a long time. It's a family-owned business. They're pro-vet, and they want to talk to you about your bathrooms. Just go to the website and schedule that appointment today, Zintex.com, Zintex.com.
What a life-changing experience it is when you go to Here in Texas. My story is a very simple one. I was born with hearing loss. My left ear basically had no hearing. My right ear had very high frequency loss. And when I went and saw Dr. Sally at Here in Texas, she discovered all of that, and she fitted me with hearing aids that have really changed my life. Now I hear my wife better than I ever have, my 2 granddaughters as well. I'm enjoying singing again and living my life, all because of Dr. Sally and the great team at Here in Texas. You know, they accept TRICARE, so if you're military dependent, they're ready to see you at Here in Texas, and they have this wonderful new subscription service. You know, technology changes so quickly these days, so when your hearing aids get out of date, you don't have to worry about buying a new pair because you've subscribed to their service at Here in Texas, ATAR. You're going to find some of the finest people anywhere, the latest, greatest technology, and you're going to hear things you've never heard before at Here in Texas. Log on today and mention Trey Ware, here in TX.com.
During Kubota Orange Days, you'll love the great deals on our versatile, reliable lineup. Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Let us help you turn dream projects into reality. Visit your Ewald Kubota location today for the best deals of the year. Now through June 30th, get select Kubota compact tractors with 0% financing available or save up to $5,500. So stop by any Ewald Kubota location or visit ewaldkubota.com.
Now through June 30th, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Nothing I hate in the car business more than a bunch of damn liars. That's why I created GiveMeTheVin.com. Go to Give Me the VIN, put in your license plate number, we'll buy your car. We do what we say we're going to do when we say we're going to do it without a bunch of games. We come to you with a check or pay off your payoff. Look at what people have had to say about GiveMeTheVin.com. It's real. It's here. We're the Amazon now of car buyers, and we want to buy yours.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Get the last water softener you'll ever own. Call Connecticut and tell them Dave sent you.
ConnecticutSA.com. KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
A ceasefire between Iran and the U.S. could be announced today. President Trump with a press conference set for noon. We'll carry it live on 550 KTSA and FM 1071. The Artemis II moon mission on its way, and the 4 astronauts on board are deeper in space than anyone has been in more than 50 years. One couple's facing charges after their young child was attacked by a wolf at a zoo. We'll see what happened coming up at 8 o'clock. KTSA News Time 7:33.
Good morning. For the most part, we are in good shape. This report sponsored by Aleve. We do have a couple of trouble spots. 90 eastbound just past 1604, far west side of town. That's an accident. Looks like they moved it off to the shoulder. A little bit of a delay from 211. And then in Kendall County, I-10 westbound just past the Kendall-Kerr County line. We're getting reports of an accident right at mile marker 483. It's in the right lane. Otherwise, all our other major freeway systems looking good and rolling at posted speeds. At some point, body pain may creep in and become your reality. That day, Aleve is here to keep you moving. One pill gives you up to 12 hours of body pain relief. So don't let pain hold you back. Try Aleve today. Use as directed. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
After a cloudy start, the clouds will break for some sun this afternoon. It'll be warmer with the high of 75. Some clouds tonight, the low down to 51 along the Riverwalk and 44 in the Hill Country. rather cloudy, warmer on Tuesday, the high of 77. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterino with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Right now, it's mostly clear and 51 degrees at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
7:35.
Yes.
We're in Rima, KTSA. Normal high today is 79, so we're below that and a little bit wet. So that's good. We got him, my fellow Americans. Over the past several hours, the United States military pulled off one of the most daring search and rescue operations in U.S. history for one of our incredible crew member officers, who also happens to be a highly respected colonel and who I'm thrilled to let you know is now safe and sound. Let's talk about this for a second.
Sure.
The President's going to have a presser today, 12 noon our time.
Yep.
And he's going to address some of this, quite sure. And the fact that he told them yesterday to open the blanking straight. You betards, and if you don't, you're going to be living in hell. I'm going to blow up all the power plants and all the bridges and all that. Immediately, the press in this country said, well, that's a war crime. He's a war criminal. We need to take him out of office if he's going to blow up bridges and all that.
25th Amendment stuff and all that.
Yeah, they started that this weekend. Again.
Right.
Well, not started it. They continued it.
They intensified it this weekend after his profane post.
The fact of the matter is, and Jake Tapper alluded to this yesterday but didn't get behind it, the fact of the matter is the president can blow up bridges and power plants if they're using them to make war. And there's no doubt that Iran is using them to make war.
Sure.
So he can blow all that stuff up. Again, that blanking straight tweet was the president negotiating. He's a guy who he always swings for the fences. So he's going to say the most outlandish things in negotiation, and then he's going to pull it back. He's done it before.
Sure.
He did it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, and I believe that, obviously, he's working the table there in a sense, hitting, as you say, swinging for the stands or whatever. I also think a lot of that's genuine. I think it's a lot just, hey, close the blanking thing, open the blanking thing up, or I'm going to kick your ass. I mean, it's very New York-y post.
Yeah,
as far as how you would genuinely talk to somebody. And it wasn't even the full word. It was a contraction with an apostrophe. You're blanking, open the blanking straight.
But he did say, if I get a deal on Monday, tomorrow night's the deadline. If I get a deal on Monday, then we're not going to do that.
Right.
So he did it, like I said, about a month or so ago.
Sure.
And he came back out a couple of days later. Well, the next day, as a matter of fact, he came out and he said, no. Now they want to make a deal with me. Now they want to make a deal. And Iran was saying, we didn't call him to tell him to make a deal. So this is him pushing and pulling against this thing, trying to break the wedge and open up the Strait of Hormuz to lower fuel prices. That's what he's trying to do.
Certainly he is. And, obviously he had to have known when he posted it that the left in this country were going to go nuts over the cuss words. I love the cuss words. I love the plain language. Just laying it out for you as honestly as possible. Open the blanket thing up, you crazy.
It's something that every president has said, but they say it behind closed doors.
Right.
They don't say it out in the open like that.
Right. Excellent point.
Yeah.
But, here he is, right? I mean, letting everybody know.
Sure.
So I think you're right. I think he's off. He's got a way off. They have an off-ramp for this thing.
Look.
If they go with this 15-point deal.
They'd probably have a different attitude today after what we did yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
About Iran. Because it is clear that we can operate in there and do anything we want in Iran.
And they can't trust their own communications because we're feeding them bad information via the CIA.
That's right. Now, the thing is about the mullahs over there, they're not rational. This is religious zealotry. These are Nazis who are running this thing. And so they're not sitting here like a rational leader of a country would be saying, I've got to preserve my country. They don't care if the whole thing burns down in their protection of Allah and their regime. This is totally different than anything else that you've ever seen, right? As far as negotiate, you're not going to negotiate with these guys. They're too crazy.
At some point, negotiations are going to end because you bounce up against the religious zealotry. The dangerous part, though, if you're going to stick with the comparison to the Nazis, is in the waning days of World War II, when Hitler pretty much knew it was over. What did he do? They slashed and burned. I'm going to leave them a pile of ashes.
That's what these guys
Remember that? These guys have absolutely no problem with that. They're wasting, still wasting a whole bunch of their citizenry every single day.
If they bring about, some sort of cataclysmic event to them,
Sure.
then their Mahdi comes walking down the street, and they've got a place for their Mahdi and all that kind of stuff. That's their Messiah. That's their view of this. I think what's going to happen eventually, and probably sooner rather than later, is Trump and Netanyahu are going to declare victory, and they're going to set the terms. They're going to say, no nuclear weapons, no more missiles to protect those nuclear weapons, no more this, no more that. We're going to control the Strait of Hormuz.
Right.
That, we're going to set the terms of us stopping. It's not going to be a negotiated deal. They're not going to come to some table and sit down in Missouri and sign some paper. It's not going to happen.
Time for talking's over.
Well,
we gave you plenty of time to talk.
But they won't talk.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, we gave you plenty of time, plenty of opportunities. In other words, we're going to have to do what we're going to have to do, and you're just going to have to abide by it, or we'll just grease you.
And then we'll declare victory. We're going to say, we won this thing, it's over, and so now we can turn around and we can walk out of there. But they're not going to be allowed to build a nuclear weapon. If it looks like they're starting that back up again, we'll go back in and destroy that. We'll do this as many times as you guys want to play this game.
The next 48 hours are going to be very interesting, to say the least, one way or the other.
We got an Air Force colonel out there. We had the pilot rescued on Friday. The colonel was taken out yesterday, seriously wounded. He was able to climb a 7,000-foot tall mountain and kind of hide out in a cleft of a rock and punch his beacon. We had a tremendous amount of air power in there, including B-1 bombers and drones and helicopters and everything else that went in there to get him out. We had 100 Special Forces troops. SEAL Team 6 went in there.
Right.
Jay Johnson, who is a devotee of Barack Obama, but doesn't sound like it anymore. He's really had a change of heart here recently. He said this on Meet the Press yesterday.
This operation for the first pilot and the second pilot, it's a remarkable exercise, demonstration of U.S. military courage, technology, power. I would encourage the President and the Secretary of Defense, consistent with operational security, share as much of that with the American public so that the American public can appreciate what goes into this kind of operation is more complicated than the bin Laden operation.
This was the most complicated thing in quite some time. More than 50 of their senior folks are dead.
Well, they got the intelligence guy overnight.
Last night, Majid Kademi was taken out last night. He was a senior intelligence guy, intel guy.
Right.
So they don't even have an intel department anymore. They don't have a Navy anymore.
Took out their top spy, yeah.
They don't have an Air Force. I mean, they're down.
They are, and I was also very impressed. You heard a lot of stuff over the, once this was announced Easter morning about the individual guy who the training they go through when you end up in that situation. When you've just ejected out of your plane, you've landed on the ground in your seat. You're in enemy territory. What do? The training they go through as to make wise decisions and to handle themselves in that issue and survive, I think is pretty impressive.
It's incredible.
Because, if I were to fly out of an airplane and land on the ground in an ejector seat, I'd be freaking, man. This guy held it together by all, estimations and made his rescue possible by, abiding by his own training, too.
You wouldn't be freaking if you had gone through the training these guys go through.
If I'd gone through the training, right.
Every single moment they are trained and drilled and trained and drilled and drilled and drilled on what do you do?
I'd also read somewhere, and I haven't seen any verification, I don't know if you have, about how some of the locals were maybe helping this guy out.
Oh, yeah.
Because they are on our side.
Yeah. I was standing
at great risk to themselves.
As we were getting off the cruise ship yesterday, I was talking to another couple from Brownsville who were listening, and he was saying, local guys were helping us out while, getting the guy out. The government had put a $60,000 bounty on his head, which to them over there, that's millions.
Oh, sure, when you're poverty-stricken.
Yeah. But it didn't work out. And the CIA pulled off an incredible misinformation campaign to make it work.
Well,
so everybody came together.
It was kind of like the D-Day invasion. I mean, they basically made it out. They know their channels of communication. They were putting out the buzz that they were going to be making a coastal rescue of some kind, and really they were doing it from the air and going right into the mountains. So they led them around like a dog on a leash, man.
And they had to fight their way to do it.
Yeah.
We had to kill a bunch of guys. None of our guys got injured.
Right.
None of our guys got killed. I don't care what CNN or M. Snow tells you. There is, for some reason, they've got this sick fascination. It's a fetish in their mind that America's losing this thing, right?
Well, it's a lie.
It's a total lie.
They're propagandists.
But that's what they were saying yesterday. Is America?
course.
We lost a lot of soldiers in this. No, we didn't. We didn't lose one, not one at all. We got in and got them out, and we killed a bunch of their guys in the process.
Well, but the plane going down initially, it was their reason or argument for how that we're losing this thing and Trump stumbling through this mission.
Let's talk about that for a second. There's a great piece in the New York Post today. There have been tens of thousands of sorties that have been flown in 32 days that this thing's been going on, which is air missions. Tens of thousands we have flown. We have who knows how many aircraft in that area that have been involved in this thing, and we lost 2.
That's actually 2. That's really, 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 really good.
We so far. Our survival rate of our aircraft is 99.922613%. That's a pretty good number.
Hardly stumbling through an operation, and getting Americans killed, which is what the narrative is.
Exactly. All right, more Ware and Rima coming up. KTSA. It's going to be sunny today, 74 for the high. The normal is right around 79. Right now, 48 at KTSA.
Good morning. We do have a few trouble spots. This report sponsored by Lowe's. 90 eastbound just past 1604. Getting reports of an accident. Looks like they moved that off to the shoulder. Southeast side of town, 410 northbound 37. Broken down vehicle, right shoulder blocked. And in Kendall County on I-10 westbound just past the Kendall-Kerr County line. That's an 18-wheeler accident. Right lane blocked. Pros, if something runs out on the job, order it on the Lowe's app. My Lowe's Pro Rewards members get free same-day delivery on eligible orders over $25. Order by 2 p.m. and get eligible in-stock items delivered to your job site by 8 p.m. See terms at lowes.com/shipping terms, subject to change. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Obviously we're sliding into spring. That means summer is on the way. You need your AC system to be doing its job. That's why you should talk to my buddies over at John Wayne Service Company. Now, whatever you got going on, whether it's your plumbing or an electrical issue, they can take care of it. You want to see one of those big, beautiful trucks rolling up into your driveway. They got pretty much everything they need in those trucks for whatever your issue is. But right now, with another hot summer looming here in South Texas, check out the $89 AC tune-up with my friends at John Wayne. The tune-up includes a full 35-point inspection to keep your AC running factory fresh. Some of these guys will come by and they'll just look at your unit and say you need a new one. Not with John Wayne Service Company with the $89 AC tune-up. They take the top off. I've seen them do it and clean out the fan and all that stuff. And I tell you what, in the long run, it can save you a lot of money. So talk to my friends over at John Wayne Service Company about the $89 AC tune-up by calling or texting them at 210-293-7600 or look them up online at johnwayne.com.
Hey, folks, this is Carl Eggers. You've heard me for over a decade on the Trey Ware Show. When was the last time you had a real financial checkup? Not a quick chat, not a sales pitch, an honest, personal review of where you stand and where you're headed. When you schedule a free financial checkup with us, you sit down with me personally, not a salesperson, not a high-volume call center. I personally walk you through your current cash flow, your investments, and yes, even your tax return, because your financial life isn't a one-size-fits-all. We actively manage your assets using unique, tailored investments, not cookie-cutter models or proprietary products. And we build comprehensive financial plans designed for you, your goals, your family, and your future. Give us a call at 210-526-0057. That's 210-526-0057 or visit creatingricherlives.com.
Investment management services offered by Cap Trust, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Our current disclosures are available on creatingricherlives.com.
Your garage door is the largest moving part of your home and possibly the ugliest. Precision Garage Door of San Antonio installs beautiful new doors that boost curb appeal instantly. See the door on your home before you buy and call Precision Garage Door.
Imagine a clinic where you can see your primary care provider who will actually help you reduce your medications and improve your overall health. A clinic where you are rewarded for getting rid of medications. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. A place where you have a whole team of professionals that work together to balance your hormones, reduce your digestive issues, decrease inflammation, improve energy, sleep better, and get out of pain naturally. At the Institute for Functional Health, you receive state-of-the-art testing, education, and care. You are never alone, and you will have a team that is relentless in the pursuit to make you the best version of yourself. Now is the time to take care of your health. Call us at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. You don't have to worry. We can see you now. Call 468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
Call Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. 468-1891. 468-1891.
Well, you can't turn on the news or open a business journal lately without seeing these two letters, AI. Hey, Trey Ware here. I know what many of you business leaders are feeling, that mounting pressure to do something. But here's the reality. Rushing into AI just to say you're doing it is a fast track to security breaches, compliance nightmares, and a whole lot of wasted capital. That's why I want to tell you about Bridgehead IT. They aren't here to sell you on the latest shiny object or trending bot. They're here to give you a strategy. It starts with their AI assessment. Bridgehead IT sits down with your team to identify where AI can actually deliver measurable value and where it's just noise. They prioritize protecting your sensitive data and ensuring your transition is secure from day one. Bridgehead IT focuses on clarity first. You get a roadmap built on outcomes, not hype. If AI is on your roadmap for 2026, start with the experts who put security and your bottom line first. Visit bridgeheadit.com. That's bridgeheadit.com.
Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and respect. A firm backed by a track record of success and a commitment to our clients. If you've been injured, trust Thomas J. Henry. San Antonio, Texas.
It's time to improve your home, slow it down, and do it right. Choose a company worthy of your trust and worthy of your family. For windows, siding, and doors, call or visit southwestexteriors.com. Southwest Exteriors, the look you love coming home to.
Today's Pledge of Allegiance, powered by Stevens Roofing.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so 7:51 with Ware and Rima. Carl Eggers, creatingricherlives.com. And first this.
178,000 new jobs. We shattered expectations. And so, yes, you are correct. But I don't think it's my smile that matters. I think it's a testament to what this president has done.
Also, Trump is working to allow 401ks to invest where only the wealthy could before, only the elites could before. Places like crypto and real estate and private equity and things like that. In other words, more investment options. So, Carl, good morning to you.
Good morning, Trey. How are you?
Doing very well. What's on your mind?
Well, I think, markets obviously are still very, very headline driven. I told you a few weeks ago that, we're always one tweet away from having a really big explosive day. We saw that day. I think it was last week, the Dow up about 1,300 points. We get bad headlines, market goes down, good headlines, market goes up. I think it's been a pretty darn resilient market, as I've been mentioning. I mean, the S&P 500 trades only down about 4% from its high at this point, all through March. So during all of this, we've seen some volatility, but we haven't seen a typical drop in the market, which is somewhere in that 10 to 15% range. We haven't even seen that. And so I think markets still are focusing on the big picture. I mean, the Fed probably isn't going to cut rates at this point. However, one thing I was looking at is all the companies that are coming out saying what their profits are going to be in the upcoming quarters. Most of them are raising guidance, meaning they're saying our profits are going to be better than expected. And the ones that are coming in saying they're going to be lower than expected, that number's been dropping. So the fundamental picture continues to be really good, and I think people are overlooking that right now a little bit, and that's why the market's been selling off, just moving on oil. But generally speaking, the backdrop is still pretty good for stocks. The other thing I'd want to mention quickly is that we watch the volatility index, which most of our listeners probably don't watch every day, but it's kind of a fear gauge, a panic gauge. It got above 30 last week, and that's historically been a place where markets have tended to do very well going forward. So we haven't seen panic by any stretch of the imagination, but we did see some fear creep in, and that led to stocks bottoming a little bit last week, and we've seen 3 up days since.
Very good. Carl Eggers, creatingricherlives.com, KTSA.
A couple of media stories. Locally, Dan Robertson passed away suddenly. If you're a Spectrum customer, we didn't have Spectrum until we moved into our new house. So been there, 8 years? And every time you turn on the TV, you go to Channel 1, which is Spectrum News. And he was there doing the weather. He'd been in Austin for quite some time and passed away suddenly over the weekend. So we send out prayers to his friends and family up there in Austin. Savannah Guthrie returns to the Today Show today. She had an Easter message, which I thought was very interesting, in that she was talking about deep disappointment with God, utter abandonment, but she kind of tied it to, by implication, Jesus in Gethsemane, who also was kind of all alone all of a sudden, and maybe feeling abandoned, and your heart just breaks for her.
You want to hear some of it?
Sure.
Okay, here it is.
Same for us. We celebrate today the promise of a new life that never ends in death. But standing here today, I have to tell you, there are moments in which that promise seems irretrievably far away, when life itself seems far harder than death. These moments of deep disappointment with God.
And that is what's unique about Christianity. God never promises that you're not going to be disappointed. He promises to be with you through the disappointment.
Sure. Well, yeah. I mean, and sometimes, that'll make people feel abandoned by God, or as to use her words, disappointed. But I see God as a parent. I really, in my mind, the way I envision God, I always envision God as a parent. And sometimes parents have to put you through a situation that you really don't want to go through, but it's there for a reason. But you never doubt that your parents love you and want the best for you. So I appreciated what she said, which has to be very difficult. I'm surprised she's going back. I mean, she's going back to work. But you and I have talked about this before. In fact, Elaine and I were talking about this last week off air, that when you're going through hard times, and you do what we do for a living, sometimes going to work is absolutely the best thing you can do, because then you focus on, doing what you do, being on the air, and you're not focusing on, your trouble and pain. We've all been there, to whatever extent. And so I have a lot of respect for her for going back to the job, honestly, and I appreciated the Easter message. I really did.
It truly is the best medicine.
Yeah.
And really, when you live your life publicly, it can be very difficult, because you have your detractors out there that say nasty, awful things. But you also have a lot of love, man. There's a lot of people that just send a lot of love your way. You can't even estimate how much love somebody like Savannah Guthrie's been covered up with from people that she'll never know, she'll never meet.
Right, for a few months now, since her mom went missing, and I think that's cool. A lot of people would have stayed home, maybe.
Yeah.
And I don't want to face it, but I applaud her. And again, I like the message. Because, we obviously talked about Holy Week last week, and when Jesus goes into the garden late Thursday, early Friday, it has always been, I hate to characterize it, one of my favorite parts of the story, but it kind of is, because it shows, we've all been there. We've all been there in a moment where we have no idea what's going on. We're terrified. We feel abandoned by everybody. And I thought that was an interesting Easter message on her part.
Sure.
So good on her, man.
Yeah.
Good on her.
Very good.
So.
All right. We'll take a quick break. More Ware and Rima coming up. KTSA.
I get to talk to you about Southwest Metal Roofing Systems, and again, a company I know, I trust. They're the ones I had put on my roof probably 25 years back. Still absolutely beautiful, never had one single problem with it. Called them back and said, hey, would you consider putting a roof on my barn? So this past year, several thousand square feet of roof on my barn. They do all kinds of homes, businesses, outbuildings, and the material they use is true lifetime quality. It's a Galvalume type material, and it simply doesn't rust out or go bad. My roof looks as good as the day they installed it. It truly is a lifetime roof. They give you the best guarantee in the industry. Most insurance companies will give you a discount on your homeowner's insurance. I just love Southwest Metal Roofing Systems. They do the job. They're prompt. They clean up after themselves, and you will truly get the best roof in the industry. Give them a call, 210-822-6868. It's 210-822-6868 for Southwest Metal Roofing Systems.
Artificial intelligence is reshaping how work gets done, but not everyone views it positively. New research from Kelly shows companies are all in on AI, while many employees remain uncertain. Kelly CEO Chris Layden has more.
Organizations can only realize the full value of AI when their people understand why it matters to the business. Employees need to be trained to use the technology and trust that it benefits their own roles.
A Kelly survey found nearly 7 in 10 executives say refusing to adopt AI is a bigger threat to your career than the technology itself. But many workers say they don't yet see the promised benefits. That disconnect slows progress.
Our research uncovered there's not only a technology gap, but a talent and trust gap that puts a company's performance at risk. Leaders have to foster and model a learning environment where AI-powered problem solving is embraced.
To explore the full Kelly Global Rework report, visit kellyrework.com. That's kellyrework.com.
This is San Antonio's news, traffic, and weather station.
KTSA.
It's 8 o'clock, KTSA, San Antonio. I'm Christian Blood. Today is the day. It's the deadline for Iran to open the Strait of Hormuz so oil can be shipped safely again. And now comes word the war itself could be coming to an end. President Trump says a deal with Iran could be finalized by the end of today. There is a press conference set for 12 o'clock this afternoon. Trump is warning Iran if it continues to fight, power plants will be blasted as early as tomorrow. We plan to bring you that press conference live here on 550 KTSA and FM 1071. Artemis 2 moon mission going to be passing across the dark side today. It's a high-tech example of humans and machines working together.
We're really excited to fly by and get to take these observations. Particularly having humans on board really complements the robotic exploration that goes on from NASA. They are definitely not mutually exclusive. We're working together hand in hand to grow our knowledge of what we know about the Earth and Moon system.
That's NASA's Dr. Lori Glaze. The 4 astronauts on the Orion space capsule will be going deeper into space than any other people ever. One man can thank a roommate for possibly saving his life after he was shot at while driving. The 37-year-old man was driving home Saturday night in San Antonio when a car started following him, and police say the driver of that car started shooting. The victim called a roommate as he headed for home, and when he pulled up to the house, the roommate was there waiting with their gun. Investigators say the roommate fired at least one shot at the suspect vehicle, which then drove off. There's no word on whether the victim was targeted or if it was mistaken identity, and we don't know the motive for the shooting. A reminder to keep your eyes on your little ones at all times, no matter what.
A spokesperson for Zoo America says a 17-month-old wandered off into a restricted area at the Hershey Park Zoo in Pennsylvania while the parents were busy on their cell phones. The toddler managed to crawl under a fence around a wolf's habitat and stick a hand through. One wolf grabbed it in its mouth. The child suffered only minor injuries. Zoo officials say the wolf's behavior was investigatory and appropriate. The parents, Carrie Sorter and Stephen Wilson, have been charged with first-degree misdemeanor counts of endangering the welfare of a child.
It's correspondent Deborah Rodriguez. KTSA News Time 8:02. Let's check out KTSA Sports right here with Rob Thompson.
In the NBA, the Spurs' 11-game win streak was snapped over the weekend as they fell in overtime to the Denver Nuggets 136-134. Wemby had 34 points, 18 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 blocks in the loss. Spurs get back to work tonight as they welcome in the Philadelphia 76ers to the Frost. The tip-off set for 7 o'clock. In college hoops, it all comes down to this. Number 1 seed Michigan will face 2-seeded UConn tonight in the title bout. As both advanced pretty handily over the weekend, Michigan embarrassed fellow number 1 seed Arizona 91-73, while UConn had a pretty easy time of it, taking care of 3rd-seeded Illinois 71-62. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
KTSA News Time 8:03.
New tax resolution firms are popping up every day with high-paid celebrity endorsers, advertising ridiculous claims in their TV ads. That's why they have the tiny, unreadable disclaimers at the bottom of the screen. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. Our ads never have those ridiculous, fast-talking, tiny disclaimers at the end because, simply put, there are no guarantees when it comes to the IRS and wiping out tax bills. And we don't make promises we can't keep. Of course, there are ways the Lance Drury Law Firm can help resolve your tax debt, but no company can guarantee it will eliminate it. This is why their clients call the Lance Drury Law Firm when those promises don't pan out. If you have tax problems, you have legal problems. Call me, Lance Drury, in San Antonio at 726-202-1300 or visit Lance, DRURY law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Trey Ware for Dr. Sally and everybody at Here in Texas. They'd love to see you, talk with you about your hearing, and possibly prescribe hearing aids for you to help you hear things you've never heard before. They really are amazing at Here, H-E-A-R, HereInTX.com.
Need a new AC? Right Home Services has a complete install, up to 3 tons, for just $89.99. It's Martin Bamba from the KTSA Rock and Home Show. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000.
At Ponderosa Ranch, your pup is our priority. Boarding, training, daycare, and bathing, we treat your dog like family. With 3 area locations, Ponderosa Ranch can't wait to be your pup's home away from home. Book their next day or stay with us at WeLoveYourDog.net.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
KTSA News Time 8:05. Not too much happening to slow you down, but a few exceptions. Debbie Alcazar takes a look right here with KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
Good morning. We are working a few incidents. 151 westbound Hunt Lane. That stalls off to the right shoulder. Got another at 281 northbound at Bitters. Right shoulder blocked. Starting to fill in a little bit, 90 eastbound, 211 on over to 410. And in Kendall County, an accident, I-10 westbound. It's just after that Kendall-Kerr County line. That wreck is in the right lane, right at mile marker 483. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
After a cloudy start, the clouds will break for some sun this afternoon. It'll be warmer with the high of 75. Some clouds tonight, the low down to 51 along the Riverwalk and 44 in the Hill Country. Rather cloudy, warmer on Tuesday, the high of 77. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterino with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Clear skies, 52 degrees at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
News Talk 550 KTSA.
All right, start off. I want to run through a couple of stories with you real quick here. First of all, you were talking about Savannah Guthrie in the last half hour.
Right.
And her returning to the Today Show today.
Good morning. Welcome to Today on this Monday morning. We are so glad you started your week with us, and it is good to be home.
Yes, it is good to have you back at home.
Well, here we go. Ready or not.
Yeah.
Let's do the news.
Yes, so good to have you back.
She jumped right into it from there.
Yeah.
She was wearing a bright yellow dress for, wear a yellow ribbon.
Oh, right.
And so, but she jumped right into it, and they took off doing it. The other thing I just wanted to bring up real quick, the Democrats have now started to move into protection mode on the midterms. They realize, and who knows how the midterms are going to go. Totally unpredictable, but they realize that they are more vulnerable than any group has been for a long time. Usually the party in power loses. And that would be the Republicans, that would be the president. And so usually you would find that the Democrats would pick up a whole lot of seats and they would be able to win. That's typically what happens. That's the norm. But they've already started to put out there that Donald Trump is going to mess with the election, that and so George Snuffleupagus yesterday on ABC said as a fact that he's trying to sow doubt about election results. As a fact. Now here's a news guy, right? But the president is trying to sow doubt about the election results. Here he is.
President Trump signing an executive order to limit mail-in voting. His latest move to subvert the midterms, sowed doubt about the results.
He's subverting the midterms by limiting mail-in ballots.
Sure.
According to ABC. Now, that's not unusual for ABC. They were on our station for a very long time, and ABC hates Donald Trump. They have a really bad case of TDS. In fact, Billy Bush talked about it on a podcast over the weekend.
ABC
even if it's somebody that we don't like.
They had a division dedicated with 75 people in it, because I know the guy who ran the division, which was dedicated to basically getting him. Wow. And all the big network news did. I understand all of that. Like, what you can do, they have a voice, and different networks have different voices.
So, yes, and ABC, who Snuffleupagus is their lead political guy, they hired 75. They had a division in their news department of 75 individuals that was the Get Donald Trump Out of Office division at ABC.
Right.
That's why I turned my stomach every time we had them on here,
That was kind of rough, because sometimes you have to come back after hearing some pretty noxious crap on the report. obviously they're worried. I mean, we talked. Looking back over last week, and you and I had talked about this before you went away for the break. That people are complaining about fuel prices.
We're going to get into that in a second.
Well, I mean, but the propagandist media hops on stuff like that, and that's all they're talking about 24/7. Plane went down. He's stumbling through this. He's going to cost American lives. Blah blah blah. Whatever they can, they glom onto. I feel largely that the speech on Wednesday night, on the heels of the Artemis launch, and already making some history at the Supreme Court that morning, was largely in response to, because he talked about fuel prices. Mm-hmm. We talked about that earlier in the show. Mm-hmm. He talked about the ultimate plan for, when this thing is over. He went through the timeline of all the other conflicts that we have been involved in, and it's only been 32 days. Mm-hmm. I think largely that speech existed to kind of provide, a reaction, or not a defense, so to speak, but to kind of blunt some of the things that were around the news cycle that the previous couple of weeks. Because you're right, as soon as they have anything they can now he's going to mess with the elections. They were saying that the last time in the presidential cycle.
That's right.
Same thing.
Well, Wednesday night speech was 100% that. It was an answer to everything that's been said out there by Jake Tapper and the rest of them, Snuffleupagus and all the rest of them, and they're lying about what's going on. If you're on your channel and you're saying hundreds of American troops are dying, or even thousands of them are dying, you're lying. It's absolutely not true, and that's what they have been saying.
This is the same thing they said about January 6th, and all kinds of Capitol Police officers had lost their lives and been attacked. It just outright lies.
Correct.
So, they kind of reveal their own fears about the midterms because the lying is intensifying. And it's even more blatant than usual.
And so what he is saying over on ABC is that if the midterms don't go to the Democrats as they should, it's because Donald Trump messed with it.
Oh, right, of course.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Scott Pressler, he is somebody that Democrats loathe and Rhino Republicans fear, and he should be.
Right.
He put up this yesterday talking about the Save America Act, which John Thune has done absolutely nothing to advance because John Thune is trying to save John Cornyn in the state of Texas.
Right.
And here's what Scott Pressler said about that.
To this person, I make a promise right here and now. If Senate Majority Leader Thune does not pass the Save America Act, then I am going to Texas. Senate Majority Leader Thune wants to protect John Cornyn in the Senate, the incumbent. And the May 26th primary Senate runoff is coming up. So everybody in Texas, you have the opportunity. If Thune isn't going to give us what we want, then we are going to take away what he has.
Amen. So come on, Scott. We welcome you down here. In fact, Tim Burchett, who's over in the House, talked about Thune and the lack of leadership on it.
I've said that for quite some time now, Matt. I think that it's time to start moving on with these guys. They're not going to do what they said they're going to do. We got the majority over there. They ought to act like it.
Yeah, and if they're not going to act like it, get rid of them.
Well, I agree, because they haven't been acting like it for a long time since they got back into power. I mean, this thing about the Save America Act has been a comedy. Everybody wants it. The majority of Democrats want it. They want their own elections. They don't want anybody accusing them of cheating, even though that's kind of institutionalized at this point.
And yet,
yeah, they are not going to allow it to happen. Not going to vote for it. It's back and forth. I mean, what are the numbers like? Between 70 and 80% of everybody wants. Save America Act.
No, it's 86% of everybody, 71% of Democrats, 98% of Republicans.
Right. I mean, this is what you would call normally a no-brainer, unless you're of the swamp and you want the swamp to continue gurgling.
And they are trying to protect John Cornyn here in the state of Texas.
Yes.
And look, bottom line is, if this doesn't pass, John's out. He might be out anyway.
Right.
But if they don't get this done, what John Thune is playing right now on behalf of Cornyn is he's running a football, he's running a game, he's kicking a can down the road, trying to get past May 26th. That's the date of the runoff here.
Right.
So he's trying to get past that, and then he's going to crap can it all together and just get rid of the Save America Act if Cornyn wins. I'm going to tell you, Cornyn is more vulnerable than he has ever been to Ken Paxton right now.
Right.
Much more vulnerable.
Is that numerically? Do you believe
Oh,
that?
yeah.
People are much more on Paxton's side.
People are done with these usual guys.
Well, you're right. The usual crowd, rhinos, of which Cornyn is. I think Cornyn also did himself in with the ads where he's talking about, what a great supporter of border control he was, and just a pal of Trump's. Everybody knew that was bullcrap.
There's two things that Cornyn did that turned Texas against him. Number one was he wrote gun control legislation.
Right.
Gun control legislation.
That doesn't play well in Texas.
No. So he wrote that. And number two, years ago when Donald Trump said he was going to run for president again, John Cornyn said, nope, it's a bad idea. We need to move on from Donald Trump. He's horrible. He was bad for America. J6. No, don't have any more Donald Trump. And look what happened.
Well, yeah, and again, that's why when he started running the ads about what a big supporter of Trump he was, people were just, you could hear the eye rolls. It's like, dude, we know.
Uh-huh.
So, look, I think both sides are worried about the midterms, obviously. We talked about how that speech on Wednesday, I think, the only real explanation for why it happened at all, Jack had called it unnecessary, was to blunt these very specific criticisms about fuel prices, about the handling of the war, about the timeline, because that's all they're running with 24/7. And again, we picked that up with this plane going down at the beginning of the weekend. See, we told you he's costing American lives.
At this point, as we sit here today, Sean, the midterms are a crapshoot. You can't tell.
Yeah, I agree.
But there's a lot that's going to happen between now and then. So, you turn this thing around, and you bring down gas prices to under $3, you get back into 2-something. Oh, it's over with.
If you can wind this down and bring the gas prices down, you're right. It's going to be a bloodbath for the Democrats.
Absolutely. Let me tell you about our friends over at Bathwise. A bathroom remodel is not just about the looks in your home now. It's about comfort. It's about safety. It's about function and all those kind of things. Well, Safe Showers and Bathwise have joined forces with New Bath Today to bring you more. They're the same trusted people, the same great service, and now a whole lot more for you and your new beautiful bathroom remodeling project. New Bath Today. They still offer beautiful new showers, tub-to-shower conversions, walk-in tubs, safety upgrades. But now they've expanded to include more complete bathroom remodeling, including the toilets, the flooring, the vanities, and so much more. So, whether you want a safer shower or a total bathroom refresh, just get in touch with New Bath Today. I highly recommend these folks. They can help you create a bathroom that looks so much better, that feels so much better, and works so much better in your life, and add value to your home as well. Now, you get quality products, you get expert installation, and a smoother experience from start to finish with New Bath Today. Right now, get $1,500 off your brand new shower, plus low monthly payments. Get your free quote today. That's newbathtoday.com. That's newbathtoday.com. AccuWeather forecast going to be sunny today, right around 74 for the highs, 48 right now, KTSA.
Good morning. Pretty much most all our major freeway systems starting to fill in and slow down. Loop 410 northbound south WW White, southeast side of town. That stall is taking up a right lane. Delay start at Pressa, so it's going to set you back about 5-6 minutes. Some debris in the roadway, 1604. The ramp to get onto eastbound 90 got some debris in the roadway from an earlier accident that's in the clearing stages. 90 eastbound just past 1604. That wreck is off to the shoulder, and an 18-wheeler accident in Kendall County. I-10 westbound just past the Kendall-Kerr County line in the right lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
The headlines the others miss. From Texas to the nation and around the world. Stay connected. News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Hey folks, this is Carl Eggers. You've heard me for over a decade on the Trey Ware Show. When was the last time you had a real financial checkup? Not a quick chat, not a sales pitch, an honest, personal review of where you stand and where you're headed. When you schedule a free financial checkup with us, you sit down with me personally, not a salesperson, not a high-volume call center. I personally walk you through your current cash flow, your investments, and yes, even your tax return, because your financial life isn't a one-size-fits-all. We actively manage your assets using unique, tailored investments, not cookie-cutter models or proprietary products. And we build comprehensive financial plans designed for you, your goals, your family, and your future. Give us a call at 210-526-0057. That's 210-526-0057 or visit creatingricherlives.com.
Investment management services offered by Cap Trust, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Our current disclosures are available on creatingricherlives.com.
When it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years and successfully represented thousands of injured Texans. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-216-1635 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-216-1635. That's 800-216-1635. What do you have to lose? Call 800-216-1635. Again, 800-216-1635.
At some point, body pain may creep in and become your reality that day. But Aleve is here to keep you moving. One pill gives you up to 12 hours of body pain relief. So don't let pain hold you back. Try Aleve today. Use as directed.
San Antonio's most listened to news talk station, 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Just a real quick thing, 8:20 with Ware and Rima. Just real quick, we're going to the dogs on Thursday and Friday. It's for the Puppy Food Bank if you want to help feed the puppies. All the details, we'll have it up on Thursday and Friday at KTSA.com. It's going to be real simple. You just punch the button. You can give money right then, KTSA.com on Thursday and Friday. Thursday, John O'Hurley will be in studio. Friday, y'all can come. We're going to be down in our Alamo Lounge, 4050 Eisenhower Road, northeast side of San Antonio.
Right.
KTSA.
Just down the hall.
Just down the hall. And we're going to have breakfast. We're going to be doing dog adoptions. So all the shows go to the dogs on Thursday and Friday here at KTSA.
And I'm bringing moonshine.
Oh,
and we got the most famous dog in San Antonio, Moonshine.
I'm glad you said that because the way she just said it sounded like she's going to show up with a still or a bunch of mason jars.
Like she was going to show up with some jam jars filled with clear liquid.
Everyone
that'll
can
make
get
you
a
go
little
blind.
bit of moonshine.
A little bit of moonshine for you. Place will be packed. So anyway, that's Thursday and Friday. Looking forward to that. First off, I know one of the big controversies are the president's post with the F-bomb and calling him crazy. The deadline is coming up tomorrow night. As far as the profanity, I'm absolutely fine with it. I'd rather somebody speak plainly and honestly, and that's what Trump does. Now, let's go to another kind of a leader, and I use that term loosely. A couple of weeks ago, we all had to suffer through probably one of the few times in my life where I actually was embarrassed to be an American, the No Kings thing. I mean, it was just watching people freely associating and freely gathering in this country, tens of thousands of people without any, nobody from the government trying to stop him or throw him in jail or, arrest them for criticizing the government, talking about how they live under a king. I was freaking embarrassed by it. Not to mention all the interviews where they're asking people, why are you here? And they have no clue. But I can't imagine going to a No Kings celebration or a No Kings protest in jolly old England where you actually have a freaking king. Mm-hmm. And isn't he an impressive one, too? Mm-hmm. The story came out, it's normally tradition. They put out an Easter message. The king writes, before him, the queen would write an Easter message. In February, he went on social media and wished everybody to have a blessed and happy Ramadan. And yet, for Easter, this time out, nothing, no direct message from the king. They had a screen shot of he is risen, that's it. But normally it's tradition, the king says something, and he chose this year to break with tradition and not say anything about Easter. I thought that was interesting, especially given, his Ramadan wishes. But, of course, the UK has been largely taken over by a vast Islamic community.
That's what you call self-preservation.
Yeah, it may be. Yeah,
Because,
that's kind of how I reacted.
It's now the UK is a full-on Islamic country,
right?
And they're working on doing it here. I mean, our president, I guess, tongue-in-cheek, said, "Praise be Allah."
Tongue-in-cheek,
yeah. No doubt that they are totally a Muslim country now in the UK. 100%. They open the doors now, and they got it going on. Here, though, we had the same thing happen in New York. Mom Donnie wouldn't even talk about it. He said, good holiday. I didn't want to discuss this, blah, blah, blah. And remember, during Ramadan, he had all those guys sitting in Gracie Mansion on their haunches, eating the food with their hands. Which is their deal. That's cool, but he did it.
Sure.
He did that for Ramadan. He didn't even hardly mention Friday for Good Friday. And the same thing is true with Obama. Obama said, "Hey, y'all have a good holiday." A good what?
A good holiday.
A good holiday. He didn't say anything about Jesus. Didn't say anything about resurrection. Didn't say anything about Easter. Y'all have a good holiday.
Well, I think you're right as far as King Charles, that he is obviously very concerned about upsetting the Islamic community. By mentioning that pesky Jesus on the most important calendar day of the Christian year, but it was so stupidly obvious.
Sure,
that's what I found laughable about King Charles. This was so pathetically obvious, given that he put out a message in February for Ramadan.
Did you see he wouldn't even talk to his brother yesterday?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
He wasn't even looking.
Oh no, man! They
bad PR.
They used to have a family get together with they'd eat the ham and everything else, which is all the traditional stuff. Didn't even talk to his brother yesterday. You're not welcome, dude.
No, he brought way too much shade.
And your redheaded wife's not welcome either.
He brought way too much shade down on the Royals. There was a new book coming out. I meant to get to this last week. We just never got to it. One of these insiders inside the palace who says that Meghan Markle, the Queen, pretty much felt she was an opportunist from very early on. She was. Yes. We don't need a book to tell us that.
The Queen was correct.
We could see it all the way over here across the pond.
Yeah.
That she was a smidge opportunistic when it came to Prince Harry.
Harry got drunked up one night and woke up and said, "I did what? I married who?"
That chick ruined his life. And look, the Queen was no dummy, man. She spent a lot of time on planet Earth.
Yeah.
She'd probably seen a lot of opportunists come along the way.
She knew.
Although, by the whoever this person was that wrote this book said, she was very gracious to her. She didn't openly treat her any differently. But behind the scenes, when she would discuss her, she felt the American actress is obviously
I'm glad you
an
said
opportunist.
that about the Queen. There was a story last week about Donald Trump learned a lot from the Queen the first time he met her during his first term.
Oh, really?
Because he would say, "What do you think about G?"
Right.
And she would say, "Oh, I'm not going to try to do the voice, but there's some things that are just questionable, but overall he's really good." "Well, what do you think about Vladimir Putin?" "Well, there's some things that are questionable about him, but overall he's pretty good." That was her answer on everything about everybody.
Right.
And Trump said, "I filed that away. That's what allowed me to talk to the North Korean bat crazy guy." And all the others was, you know what? I've got to learn to negotiate and work my way among a bunch of different personalities coming from a bunch of different backgrounds.
In other words, the Queen ain't going to spill the tea behind the scenes with this guy, with the American president, what she actually thinks. She's going to play it close to the best.
She played everybody well.
Right.
Everybody's got a redeeming quality. It may not be the same for you, but everybody's got a redeeming quality.
Right. Well, you do have to, when you're a world leader, you do have to.
That's correct.
You're in a pretty big room of varying personalities. Types.
For what, 6 or 7 decades she was a world leader.
So she knew not to no matter what she thought, she's not going to start running her mouth about it. She was a lot smarter than Charles, I suspect.
Oh, she's a lot smarter than a lot of people.
A lot smarter than a lot of people.
And her sister, too, who was kind of crazy.
Right, yeah, a smidge.
It's a different story.
Well done, Charles, on the lack of an Easter message. Nobody noticed at all, man.
No, we didn't take notice.
Nobody noticed the Ramadan thing in February, but yet nothing on Easter.
Well, look, you have two things against Christianity in the world right now. You have the increase of Islamofascism that's going on worldwide right now. So you have that going on. That scares a certain group like a King Charles. You also have secularization. that's been going on. Now we're seeing a resurgence, but I'm talking about
globally. Yeah. Well, I do think it's interesting that it's going on here because normally we'd be top of the food chain as far as secular culture.
Sure.
Especially with younger people. And the exact opposite is happening.
That's correct.
And I find that very interesting.
Let me tell you about my friends over at Alamo Water Softeners. Alamo Water Softeners began in 2009 to deal with our hard water here because we have the most, I would say the hardest water in America is right here. And that's done by testing. And that's the first thing that Alamo Water Softeners will do. They will test your water to see all the particulates in there, all the various deposits they need to get out of your hard water. Alamo Water Softeners is not like those national brands. Alamo Water Softeners made specifically for what is going on here with our hard water. Trusted, local company, same family. The Townsend family owns and operates Alamo Water Softeners. You want to protect your pipes and your appliances and your clothing and your hair and everything that touches water in your home. It's only one way to go, and that's with Alamo Water Softeners. I've been a customer of theirs since 2009 when they started. And I can tell you it has never, ever, not one time let Nancy or I down. It's just been a fantastic device that really is, it's not, some people consider it an optional piece of equipment. I don't. I never have considered a water softener, especially an Alamo water softener, an option. It's just a necessary thing to protect your home. And when you purchase a select water softener system from them right now for a limited time, they're going to toss in a free reverse osmosis drinking water system as well with AlamoWaterSofteners.com.
When it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years and successfully represented thousands of injured Texans. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
If you want to beautify your home, if you really want to increase the livability of your home, the curb appeal, and the value if you plan on reselling your home and moving on at some point, I highly recommend Window World windows in your home. They are simply the best replacement windows for any home, anywhere that you're ever going to find. Locally and family owned, that's number one. That's a difference maker because if you ever have an issue, you pick up the phone and bam, they are there to take care of whatever that issue is. But let's talk about energy efficiency as well because windows are not just supposed to be beautiful. They're supposed to be energy efficient. And the Window World windows are number one when it comes to energy efficiency. All the rating agencies that test windows will tell you that Window World windows just simply cannot be beat on energy efficiency. I love that for our windows at our house because I know this time of year, the hot air staying outside, the cool air that we're using the air conditioner for staying inside. Just absolutely love that. And number three is the best price guarantee. Look, Martin Bum's not going to be undersold by anybody for any reason whatsoever. So you bring him a deal on a like window, and he's going to beat that price at Window World Windows. Design Center over here at 410 between Broadway and Nacogdoches. Absolutely beautiful place. You can go in and see all the options, or they'll come to you. Free in-home quote from Window World at 210-767-0995.
Hey, it's Sean. If you want to prevent an AC breakdown at your home, start with the $89 AC tune-up from John Wayne. This tune-up includes a full 35-point inspection to keep your AC running factory fresh. Now, they don't just glance at it. They go through the system step by step. John Wayne will remove the top of your condenser fan to clean the inside of your unit properly from the inside out. That deep cleaning helps remove debris that can rust out the base of your unit. A tune-up can also help your system run better, longer, and more reliably when the heat hits. And if your system is older and you're ready for an upgrade, ask about their new AC system options. John Wayne has a cooling coupon for up to $3,000 off new qualifying AC systems. See their current offers online at johnwayne.com. Call my friends at John Wayne or book an appointment online and get it knocked out before the next heat wave. Call them up today, 210-293-6700, or look them up online at johnwayne.com.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything.
Nothing is everything.
Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
At 12 noon, President Trump will hold a press conference from the White House. He's expected to give details about a proposed ceasefire that may set up the end of the war with Iran. Catch it live here on 550 KTSA and FM 1071. 4 astronauts will check out the dark side of the moon today as the Artemis 2 mission continues. And a motorcycle rider seems okay after his bike blew up and he ran away on fire on the far west side. See the video right now on the front page at KTSA.com. KTSA News Time 8:34.
Good morning. We do have a couple of trouble spots, or a few actually, along 1604. This report sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Got a brand new accident reported 1604 northbound Bandera Road. It's causing about a 10-12 minute delay, slow from New Gilbo. 1604 southbound, that connected to eastbound 90. That wreck with some debris still blocking the flyover ramp. And 1604 eastbound I-10 Vance Jackson, this wreck causing a 15-minute delay, slow from Babcock. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MADD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline, 877-MADD-HELP, or online, madd.org. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This afternoon, warmer to kick off the week with a high up to 75. Pleasant tonight, and some clouds around. The low down to 51 along the Riverwalk and 44 in the Hill Country. Rather cloudy and a little warmer on Tuesday with a high at the 77. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Right now, mostly clear skies, a temperature of 53 degrees at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Gary Newman Cars, 1980, here in my car. 8:35, Ware and Rima, KTSA, day number 52. And here is the Harvard-educated Kristen Welker, the host of Meet the Press.
Secretary Johnson weigh in on that point and the fact that there is no head of DHS right now at a time when DHS is shut down.
Yes, there's a head of DHS. In fact, before I went on vacation, he was sworn in. His name is Mark Wayne Mullen. So she went to Harvard. Very clearly, that's pretty obvious. But I want to bring up something else that I've been talking about for years. In fact, Jack and I used to talk about it when he was doing the 9 to 1 show here. During our cross, we would bring this up. On the 52nd day, here's what they said on Fox News this morning.
Washington, where the House is out again this week as the historic DHS shutdown reaches its 52nd day with no solution in sight. Airport lines have eased over the past week as TSA workers began receiving retroactive pay after President Trump signed his executive order. The White House is also proposing that more airports privatize TSA security next year to help avoid these issues impacting airports in the future.
Okay, now when they were forming TSA, which was in the wake of 2001,
right,
to protect our airports and get the blue shirts in there and all that, the thought was, and we had many discussions on KTSA about it at the time, and I'm in full support of it, instead of the government beginning another government program, which was TSA, or another government division, TSA, that the people that have a vested interest in the protection of their airplanes and of the traveling public are the airlines. I've always felt this way, that the people who are going to hire the best people and buy the best equipment in order to check everybody who gets on their airplanes. And who knows, these scanner things, that's old technology, right, that we have been using for all kinds of things forever, right? So there's probably, including AI these days, something that's brand spanking new that's going to work great. I know Israel, for years, they have done the interview process, so they know everything about you before you ever get to the airport. Whatever it is, whether it's intel like what they do in Israel, or whether it is, which is El Al Airlines, or whether it's some new technology. No one has more of an interest in keeping their airplanes from being blown up, their pilots and crew from being killed in midair, a la 9/11, and making sure that the traveling public is safe than those airlines. I've always said the airlines should be the ones that should get together and say, we're starting the company, and it's going to be a private company to protect every single person that
Right.
comes through the gate.
Well, you said that just a couple of weeks ago when we were first sending ICE agents into the airports because everything was, the lines were crazy. Nobody was getting paid. TSA agents weren't coming in. I agree. I mean, but I agree in most things. The private sector is almost all. Look, we're watching the Orion going to get ready to sling around the moon here later on today, and what jump-started space exploration in this country and on the planet? The private guys, the guys with their own rockets. Okay, that's really what jump-started the interest back into space exploration, which, as you point out, is vital to our technological understanding, and we learn all kinds of new stuff every time we do it. But it was stagnant. It was dead in the water. Democrats hate that crap. First off, Democrats hate anything going to the private sector.
Well, Obama killed the space program.
Obama killed
when
the
he was
space
president.
program, right. But, I mean, the point being that their solution is always government.
Sure.
And that's why when you have a guy in the Oval Office who himself is a private sector guy, who has done extraordinarily well, who understands markets, who understands things like competition, well, yeah, damn Skippy, the airlines would probably do a much better job of protecting people and have the investment in their own airline than you'd ever be able to get from the government.
I'll give you another example. When was the last time you heard of one of these mass shootings at a private school?
Can't think of it.
Doesn't happen.
No.
Because they've got their own private security that they hire.
Right.
Because they have a vested interest to make sure that those kiddos don't get hurt.
Uh-huh.
Right? And the same thing is true with your airlines or anything else. The only thing that I can think of that government does better than the private sector, and it's not by much, it's just by pure number scale, is make war.
Well,
that's about it.
Yeah, that's a
about
fair
it.
point, yeah.
You could even make a case now. Now, there once was a time during the Eisenhower years where we really wanted the government to build all the roads and bridges and all that stuff. You could make the case that private industry could do that. I'm going to get into that in gas taxes here in a second. But private industry could do that a whole lot better, and we're seeing an example right out here, aren't we?
Well, absolutely. But see, again, a lot of people who live in the swamp, okay, the Democrats classically hate capitalism is destroying everything,
Sure.
right? It's horrible, and it makes poor people poorer and rich guys richer, and all the same crap we've been hearing our whole lives from the American left, especially. But why do they really hate capitalism? Why do they really hate
Control.
things going private? Well, control, and also it shows how completely unnecessary they really are.
Sure.
You know, if you are some mediocre bureaucrat or some mediocre talentless politician, okay, you want the government to be the center of the universe for people because you're essentially justifying your own existence.
Health insurance and health care is a prime example.
Excellent
That's
idea.
That is the number one prime example. If you just turn that over to the private sector, 100% got government completely out of it, then, man, it would flourish. The prices would come down. You'd get quality health care. Your drugs would cost a whole lot less. I mean, it would be rosy and it'd be perfect if you allowed competition, worldwide, global competition in that system. But then you don't need all those people that are running Obamacare.
Well, but again, our government swims to eat like a shark, right? It's got to sustain itself. It has to justify itself. And one of the reasons, a lot of Democrats, most Democrats, and a fair amount of Republicans, but they're the rhino types, they hate the idea of anything going private sector. They don't want they don't want no private security on these airlines,
right?
Because they'll show them up as far as how much they suck at their jobs.
Oh, they'll do it for a whole lot less.
They'll do it for a whole lot less, come in under budget, perform better performance. Absolutely.
Okay, now gas tax revenue is down. And this, you could see this coming for decades in this country because the big push, again, of government, number one, was more efficient, fuel-efficient vehicles. We need more fuel-efficient vehicles. People are buying less fuel. Also, we want you to take public transportation. We don't want you to drive as much. Take your bicycle, get on the train, whatever.
Right.
Well, people have obviously responded, and fewer people are buying, as much gasoline. They're not buying as much gasoline. And that's what the gas tax is based on, is how many gallons of gasoline people buy. They're buying. Of course, you have the impact of EVs to a certain extent. It's not huge, but an impact of EVs and all that.
They're out there. Yeah, I see maybe one a day.
Sure. So the Alliance of Auto Innovation has come up with a new idea on how to fund the road work that needs to be done because our infrastructure needs a whole lot of work. And it's way behind. So what do? They want to do a weight fee.
A weight fee.
A weight fee. This is now all the manufacturers of these vehicles coming together and saying, okay, Let's have a weight fee. So if you have a vehicle that's heavy, like a truck, it's obviously taking a greater toll on the infrastructure, right?
Right.
Because it's heavier. It's tearing up the base material under the road. So we're going to charge you more.
I thought we already had that.
No.
That certain cars cost more because of their weight as far as your registration or stuff in the state.
Well, and see, that's changing too. Remember that, and this would...
I'm just dumb.
No, you're not. No, that's changing too in a lot of places. So what they have traditionally relied on is the gas tax. Put more gas in your car, that means more gas tax to the state and to the federal government to maintain and build new bridges and roads. But people are buying less gallons of gasoline. These vehicles are very energy efficient now. So let's put a weight fee on these. So if you have a little bitty tiny car like yours, right, a small car, versus a big old truck, you're going to pay a whole lot less than the truck will, even though you might drive a whole lot more than the truck is driving. And that's the problem I have with this. I have a friend who has a big truck used to tow his boat with.
Right.
Sits in his driveway except for maybe once a year when he's got to have a truck to haul some feed or something, some fertilizer or something.
Right.
Then he'll roll that truck out. But for the vast majority of the year, it sits. Well, he shouldn't have to pay to have that truck, a higher fee to have that truck sit in his driveway.
Yeah, I would react the exact same way.
Exactly.
It's not really fair because it kind of depends on the use of or why you have the vehicle and how much you use it.
Exactly. So if we're going to keep a system, and I'm not into use taxes either, so if we're going to keep the system, keep it on the gas tax, here's how you fix this problem with not having any money. Stop sending it to Somalia.
Well, that would help.
You know what I mean?
Stop sending it out of the country,
Yes.
right? Especially Somalia. They do very well off of the American taxpayer.
like you and I have to do if we're going to build a road or a bridge. This is just metaphorically, obviously, but if we're going to do that, you and I have to cut our budget elsewhere. That's one less trip to Chick-fil-A. That's 3 less Whataburgers a month. Whatever we got to do, we have to look at it that way. We have to save money over here to be able to fund this over there.
Right. Simple economics. Yeah.
Yes, and the government should have to do the exact same thing. Here's the maximum. Instead of coming and saying we're going to get more money out of you, we should say, no, you're sending, and we know you are, through fraud, you're sending billions of dollars to the warlords of Somalia and over here and Haiti and everywhere else. Knock that crap out and build us some stinking roads.
Well, yeah, and hopefully, because if you do away with the corruption, wow, what an incredible, magical sense, a source of revenue you would finally, they arrested a whole bunch of guys. JD was talking about it in California for hospice fraud.
Yeah.
Billions of dollars.
Yes.
Wow, if you just get a handle on how much our public servants rip us off and migrants get to trot on out of here with that money in tow, well, you wouldn't need any of this.
No, you wouldn't.
You really wouldn't need any. We're talking lots and lots of money that is just flying out the window every single day through corruption.
And it's not just to Somalia. I'm
of
not
course.
picking on them, but I sort of am because they came in here and stole us blind.
Yeah, I mean, if you got a funny Midwestern accent and you say oofda a lot, you certainly have a lot of argument to against the Somalis. But if you just do something about the corruption, which is institutional. The only way it's been able that it's to the extent that it is because it's been institutionalized. A lot of people inside the Beltway absolutely know what's going on and themselves are benefiting.
So you
from
don't
it.
need a weight fee. You don't need a use fee, which gas tax is a use fee, by the way. And you don't need to go up on the gas tax. Just quit the fraud. Stop the fraud, and you can fund anything. You talk about funding health care.
Oh, yeah.
We'd have a wonderful health care system if you got rid of the fraud and we're able to apply that to health care. Anyway, that can apply to anything. It can apply to anything.
Absolutely.
But in relation to this, we don't need to go up on anything or charge a new tax or a new fee. Stop that kind of talk. Dead in the water right now. In the fraud, and you can fund it.
And you would, I was going to say you think most Democrats would be in favor of that too, but it depends on which Democrat. If you're talking about Democrats in power or who just have a job with the government, that's the last crap they want. That's the last thing they want to hear.
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Fraud greases their wheels.
Absolutely.
Bridgehead IT. Well, it's hard to turn on the news these days without hearing 2 letters. AI, right? It's everywhere, and it's so important to business. If your business is going to lead, you're going to have interaction with AI, but you got to have the right kind of interaction with AI. If you're a business leader, there's mounting pressure just to do something. Well, don't do something just to do something. Rushing into AI just to say you're doing something, that's the fast track to big security breaches, compliance nightmares, a whole lot of wasted money. Don't waste any money. Get in touch with Bridgehead IT, bridgeheadit.com today for an AI assessment. They will sit down with your team. They will find out where AI can actually work for your company, delivering those measurable value and results, that ROI that you need out of every dollar you spend. They prioritize protecting your sensitive data, ensuring your transition is secure from day one. They don't sell you the latest shiny object, the latest trendy bot. That's not what they do there. They'll give you a strategy, and it starts with an AI assessment. Business leaders, this is so important that you get this right now. You're going to lose a bunch of money if you don't get it right out the gate, and that's why I recommend to you Bridgehead IT. Clarity, a roadmap built on outcomes and not hype. BridgeheadIT.com. AccuWeather forecast sunny today, high of 74, right now 55 at 55 KTSA.
Good morning. We do have a couple of trouble spots, or a few actually, along 1604. This report sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Got a brand new accident reported 1604 northbound Bandera Road. It's causing about a 10-12 minute delay, slow from New Gilbo. 1604 southbound, that connected to eastbound 90. That wreck with some debris still blocking the flyover ramp. And 1604 eastbound I-10 Vance Jackson, this wreck causing a 15-minute delay, slow from Babcock. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MADD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline, 877-MADD-HELP, or online, madd.org. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
We think the best breed of dog is the rescue. KTSA is going to help no-kill rescue agencies around San Antonio with the food and homes they deserve. Join the voice of the National Dog Show, John O'Hurley, and the KTSA hosts for the two-day 2026 Puppy Food Bank Radiothon. It starts Thursday from our studios and continues Friday from the Alamo Lounge, where you can have breakfast with us, John, and the dogs looking for their forever homes. Presented by Thomas J. Henry and in part by Connecticut, Mr. W. Fireworks, Window World, and Big State Financial. The Puppy Food Bank Radiothon starts Thursday on KTSA.
For a lot of people, just hearing the word dentist brings anxiety. Maybe you've been putting it off for years because of fear or because you're embarrassed. I get it. But Dr. Mark J. Williamson in San Antonio has built his entire dental practice around people just like you. At Dr. Williamson and Associates, you'll never be judged, you'll be cared for. His team listens, takes their time, and tailors every treatment to you. And if you're really anxious, Dr. Williamson offers IV sedation so you can literally sleep through your appointment and wake up with a healthy smile. Sometimes taking care of years of neglect in just one morning. So don't fear the dentist. Take that first step toward confidence and health. Right off Loop 410 and Cherry Ridge. Call 210-341-2569 or visit mjwdental.com. That's mjwdental.com.
At Ponderosa Ranch, your pup is our priority. Boarding, training, daycare, and bathing, we treat your dog like family. With 3 area locations, Ponderosa Ranch can't wait to be your pup's home away from home. Book their next day or stay with us at weloveyourdog.net.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
If your floors look worn, dated, or just not your style anymore, you can change that with one visit. I'm Richard Cavazos with Pride Floors and Construction. We are a family-operated business located right outside 1604 in Lock Hill, Soma. Most homeowners tell me they want cleaner, richer, natural-looking floors and beauty that lasts for generations. Popular styles like European oak hardwood floors and luxury vinyl planks continue to be top picks. So when you walk through our showroom, you can explore carpet, hardwood tile, and luxury vinyl plank in every style. You will see textures, colors, and finishes that help you picture the space you want. We make it easy to visualize your space with beautiful new floors. My team gives you clear guidance, honest answers, and professional installation combined with quality products. You will get a project you can trust and floors that make your home feel new again. Our lifetime installation warranty is part of that promise. Visit our family showroom at 1604 in Lock Hill, Soma. At Pride Floors, we take pride in our floors so you can take pride in your home. I'm Richard Cavazos, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Trey Ware for Dr. Sally and everybody at Here in Texas. They'd love to see you, talk with you about your hearing, and possibly prescribe hearing aids for you to help you hear things you've never heard before. They really are amazing at Here, H-E-A-R, HereInTX.com.
Not a lot of things in this world are free, especially a world with high inflation. But when it comes to financial education, I have something free for you. It's the Creating Richer Lives podcast. I'm Carl Eggers, your host. Find the podcast each week at creatingricherlives.com or on all major podcasting platforms.
Energy efficient windows from a local family owned company. Call me, the window guy, at Precision Windows and Doors, 210-596-6588, or visit precisionwindowssa.com.
Guests of Ware and Rima appear via the Stevens Roofing Newsmaker Hotline.
I want a new drug. Say 854 Ware and Rima, KTSA.
Wow, I was going to talk about that Artemis here, and just how amazing it is, and they're going to be going to the dark side of the moon today. Thus far, it's been a great success. But I was just watching on Fox there, Steve Hilton, tracking at 17%. He's got Trump's endorsement now.
Yeah.
Isn't it just fascinating how many Fox News people are rising to political prominence in the second coming of Trump? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's and I think he's a great guy. I mean, I haven't really followed the governor's race all that closely out in California, but
he's the Republican leader in that race.
Oh yeah, no, I know he's and he was on last night with I think Mark Levin.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been watching him. He had the Sunday night show for many years.
Sure did.
And doing this show, I would. That's one of the last things I would watch on the weekend was Steve Hilton.
Yeah.
Very smart guy. So I wish him well. I think it's badass.
He would be the best thing that could happen to California in forever.
And boy, would that trigger some TDS, some serious.
So
TDS.
what?
I don't care.
Yeah.
Another Fox News guy. What? That is a foreigner.
Well, when Trump is done in 28, maybe he ought to go run for governor of California and fix it. Which is what he could say, Gavin screwed it up. I'm just here to fix you guys.
Maybe, or New York, for that matter. We've talked about him running for, after he's all done, governor of New York. I think, whenever it's done for him, whether it's at the end of this term or, the midterms go south, and they yank his ass out of office, I think the guy ought to just take it easy, man, because he's already done.
Impossible.
I know it is. It's not his nature.
No.
But you would want to say, dude, you did more than enough for this country.
He's one of those guys that
take
can't.
it easy. I don't think he can. You're right. I don't think he's capable of it.
He's like Red McCombs in that they've all the next deal, the next business, whatever, or philanthropic thing, is what they live to do. And if you take that away, they're done.
It's kind of like they always say about Willie. He can't stop touring because that's all he's ever known. It's his great joy in life. So once he's not able to do that, so I just thought that was interesting. That Steve Hilton, yet another Fox guy, is rising to political prominence and is doing quite well out there apparently. Artemis, again, I saw the picture they took kind of looking behind as they make their way to the moon to give you some sense of perspective, and you see this tiny little blue marble. Well, you see half the marble. It's in crescent, in shadow, and that's where we are. That little blue marble hanging in the black night there. It really does kind of take your breath away when you realize all human understanding, everything we are, all we've ever been, is right there on this little round thing just hanging in the sky.
We're not that big, are we?
No, we sure aren't. You ever see one of the memes where it's like it says, hey, if you're stressed about something, and it shows all the known galaxies that are within our scope, and it has it points to this little dot in the middle of all that. Like, that's where you are.
Yep.
So keep your stress in perspective,
Just
man.
really, Remember the book, Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, It's All Small Stuff? Remember that?
Rick Warren or?
No, who was that? I'll look it up. But,
yeah.
Don't sweat the
Don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff.
It's all small stuff. What a great book.
Yep.
More Ware Rima coming up, KTSA.
I remember brushing my hair and looking down and thinking, oh my gosh, do I have any hair left?
I used to look at women with thick, beautiful hair and think, why doesn't my hair look like that?
My thinning hair is making me feel so old.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. With clinically proven ingredients like apple extract, biotin, and millet, Hair Volume nourishes your hair follicles to promote thicker, healthier-looking hair. Say goodbye to shedding, thin, and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume.
Since taking Hair Volume, the shedding has all but stopped.
Now, instead of being jealous of other women's hair, I have friends who are jealous of mine.
My hairdresser couldn't believe the difference in my hair. Now she's using Hair Volume too.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Now's the time to save at TELUS Equipment Solutions. We've made tractor buying easy with 0% financing for 84 months on John Deere tractor packages. Each tractor package comes with attachments, giving you a complete, ready-to-work solution for your property. Our team is here to help you choose the right package to match your land and your goals. Stop by your nearest TELUS Equipment Solutions location or visit us online at TELUSequip.com. Offer ends April 30th, 2026. Restrictions apply. See dealer for complete details.
Need a new AC? Right Home Services has a complete install up to 3 tons for just $89.99. It's Martin Bomba from the KTSA Rockin' Home Show. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000.
It's time to improve your home, slow it down, and do it right. Choose a company worthy of your trust and worthy of your family. For windows, siding, and doors, call or visit southwestexteriors.com. Southwest Exteriors, the look you love coming home to.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
This is San Antonio's news, traffic, and weather station.
It's 9 o'clock, KTSA San Antonio. I'm Christian Blood. President Trump says an agreement with Iran could be finalized by the end of the day. In an interview with Fox News, he warned that if Iran doesn't make a deal fast, he's considering blowing everything up and taking all the oil. On Sunday, Trump said on Truth Social, Iran would be living in hell if the Strait of Hormuz remains closed, adding Tuesday would be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. Trump has scheduled a news conference for 12 p.m. Central at the White House to talk about the latest developments in the war. We'll have that for you here on 550 KTSA and FM 107.1. The 4 astronauts on the Artemis II moon mission expected to fly by the moon today. It's going to be the first time that's happened since 1972. NASA's Dr. Lori Glaze says the mission's paving the way for more trips to Earth's only natural satellite.
It will also inform how we operate on the moon's surface during our future Artemis missions, and a great example of how everything that we're learning on this mission is going to feed forward to our longer-term presence on the moon.
During today's flyby, the Orion space capsule will see a solar eclipse while passing across the dark side of the moon. Astronauts expected to splash back down on Earth on Friday. Motorcycle rider appears to be okay after a fiery crash on the far west side Thursday afternoon. News 4 San Antonio's posted video footage of the crash that shows a bike sliding across the pavement and then slamming into a curb. But the bike exploded in flames just as the rider, also sliding on the pavement, came up from behind. The rider passed right through the flames before getting up and running away on fire. The flames eventually went out. The rider kept going. 3 students standing on that street corner when the bike exploded were not hurt. Now, the rock band Yes postponing a European tour so guitarist Steve Howe can have an essential operation.
The rock band made the announcement on social media, saying they're delaying their 11-day tour in Europe to give Howe time to recover from the surgery. They didn't share any details about the musician's operation. The European leg of the tour was scheduled to begin April the 22nd in Scotland. I'm Mark Mayfield.
KTSA News Time 9:02.
Good morning. Still working a few trouble spots. This report sponsored by Staples. 1604 eastbound I-10, Vance Jackson got an accident. On 90 eastbound just past 1604. That wreck is now off to the shoulder. And we're still dealing with that 18-wheeler accident in Kendall. I-10 westbound just past the Kendall-Kerr County line. It's in the right lane. Want a great way to boost your brand? Custom labels at Staples will help with packages popping, shipments stand out, and takeout boxes really take off. Shop now through April 18th and save 30% on all custom labels. Staples, that was easy. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time saver traffic.
Some sun this afternoon. It'll be warmer to kick off the week with the high up to 75. Some clouds tonight. Comfortable. The low 51 along the Riverwalk and 44 in the Hill Country. Rather cloudy and warm for us on Tuesday with a high of 77. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Up to 54 degrees, mostly clear. San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Well, from the bits and pieces, Donald Trump is no dummy. And when he put up the open the blanking straight, you betards, or they'll be hell to pay, he knew that there was something already cooking.
He and other outlets are reporting that Egyptian, Pakistani, and Turkish mediators have presented the United States and Iran with a proposed 45-day ceasefire plan that includes opening the Strait of Hormuz, which is far in the distance in the Persian Gulf behind me. Now, that proposal was reportedly sent to the U.S. and Iran last night. The Strait of Hormuz has become a key issue for any peace deal, as Iran is wreaking havoc on commerce and law-abiding ships trying to pass through that strait. Also last night, President Trump warning Iran of an 8 p.m. deadline tonight for Iran to come to the table, or there could be many U.S. attacks tomorrow. The president writing Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day all wrapped up in one in Iran.
So then he goes into the open the blanking straight. So this is where we are, and obviously the president knew that was already cooking.
Sure.
So that's kind of his out on this deal was we have a deal, or we're going to have a deal. Pakistan and Turkey, they put together this deal, and the strait is going to be opened up. Obviously, you can't depend on NATO to do that because NATO's not going to help do squat. So, that was his original hope for the Strait of Hormuz. But I got a feeling here very soon, and I don't know. I mean, I don't have any intel, but I just got a feeling it's one of those things you start to realize as these things go on that strait is going to be opened up. Gas prices are going to they're going to plummet, and like a lot. When they come down, they're going to go down to the early 2s. And
he made that argument last Wednesday when he gave his speech.
That's going to come down?
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Oh, I agree, and as far as his language, I mean, I think you're right. He's kind of gaming the table. I mean, he kind of knows that they know the end is near. They have to know the end is near, especially after this rescue, which put, our military on display in an even more fundamental way as far as being able to get at them whenever we want.
Right.
Or go wherever we want. Mm-hmm. But I think the language is, I think it's partial what you're saying that, you swing for the, what do you call it? Swing for the fences when you really just want to get a base hit. And I think it's genuinely what he's feeling. I think that's how he talks. I think behind the scenes, he probably drops the F-bomb quite a bit.
That's true. I think you're right. Yeah. But I also think that it's intimidation, to use that as intimidation. All right, Cook County, which is in Chicago, they're killing a lot of people in their Chicago jail. Now, we kill more in Bexar County, I think, in our jail here than they do up there. But anyway, they got a lot of people dying. And here's how. Letters are showing up that are soaked in various drugs.
Oh, God.
And the inmates are smoking the paper. This is how they're getting drugs into the Cook County Jail in Chicago.
That's inventive. That's creative.
There's this cannabis called Panaka.
Panaka.
I don't know.
I don't know what I've never heard of Panaka.
Why is that so funny?
Blair looks at me immediately.
Always look at Sean.
It's like I don't know what Panaka is.
I don't mean anything.
You know what? I've never smoked an envelope.
You know what I missed last week while I was gone was your 4-year anniversary of being sober. So congratulations.
3 years and 2 months.
3 years and 2 months.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
You've been sober all that time.
Well, I've been alcohol free.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's a little bit of a difference. But anyway, congratulations to you. I love you. So Panaka, anyway, they're soaking the paper in that stuff, and the inmates are smoking it, except it's killing them. They're finding inmates laying in their cell completely out. But it's not just Panaka. There's all kinds of other drugs, so fentanyl and stuff like that.
Right.
And they're finding that they probably have some corrupt prison guards who are helping these letters get through because they bought some equipment that tests every single piece of paper. So the prison guards, instead of putting it on the paper and letters now, are letting that stuff through. Books are coming in now. The paper, so go to page 69, smoke page 69, and you're going to get a high, but it's killing them.
You're about to receive a copy of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas that if you smoke page 78, you're going to have a really good day in the cell.
They have a lot of those guys ordering War and Peace. And so 12 by 12 piece of paper can go for $10,000 in a Cook County jail now.
You got to want it bad.
You got to. That's an expensive high, man. But if you're going to be there a while, it's better than library day, huh?
Well, what they do, obviously, they'll buy it for $10,000 and then they sell it to all the other. There's a drug market inside the prison.
Well, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
So does this not increase the incentive to just commit more crime?
Because then you can get inside and smoke notebook paper and novels.
Has anybody compared the cost of getting it on the outside versus the inside?
No.
Oh, I see. It's cheaper inside, so you get busted again.
Yeah, but
I hadn't thought about that.
Who can say?
If the fentanyl levels are pretty unsure and unsteady, on the streets, and you get yourself, a copy of Dostoevsky, and you start smoking it, and the fentanyl's a little too hot, well, you may be taking a very long nap.
Hey, look, I think that if you do it in the at death row, let them smoke all they want, because then you're saving the taxpayers some money. Let them go ahead and take themselves out, man.
That's right. You may end up saving the taxpayers some.
I'm here for life without the possibility of parole. You smoke all that you want, big boy.
Here, smoke some Hardy Boys. Here's a stack of Hardy Boys books you can smoke.
Exactly right.
Hardy Boys.
Let's see here. The judge that halted the ballroom construction last week.
Oh yeah.
Trump is appealing that, saying this is a national security issue, and he's absolutely right. He went to court over the weekend on this. He's absolutely right. During the excavation, they have now exposed some of those underground tunnels and buildings and stuff. I mean, that whole network that's underground underneath the White House and the complex there is now exposed, and anybody who has satellite capabilities, or let's just say China wants to fly a balloon over Washington,
which they've done before, right? Yeah.
Could happen. And so they're saying, we got to continue this, and we got to cover up the hole. These Obama judges, they're just, man, they're horrible people, and they're okay with this. I think they're on the take to one of these countries so they can fly over it and see what we got underneath the White House.
Well, but it also tells you that Trump's got the best lawyers in the universe because, that's a crafty argument to come back and say, hey, it's a national security, which it is a national security issue.
Yes, sure.
Because they're going at it as almost an act of vandalism. But he's destroying the White House.
You know what's so ridiculous about this and these Obama judges who are doing this? Every other president has made changes to the White House. Very famously or infamously, Nixon put a bowling alley in there, or whatever it was.
The Clintons hung condoms off the Christmas tree.
Right. Obama built a basketball court.
Oh, that's right.
So his basketball bros could come play basketball with him.
Winston Churchill's been back and forth. The bust of Winston Churchill.
Right. But no, they've all altered the White House for any number of various reasons. They have built onto it. They have subtracted over the years. They have added this. They've taken that away. Donald Trump, I think, number one, doing the Rose Garden and putting in that beautiful patio with those tables and all that was just a stroke of genius. But number two, going and finding the private investors to build a ballroom so that we could have official events instead of having to sit in a room not much bigger than the one we're in right now.
Right.
To have these big events. It's a brilliant stroke of genius, and it's only because their guy didn't do it first.
If a Democrat president wanted to do exactly the same thing, he'd be beloved. And look how impressive this guy is. And finally we have a stateroom, for our state events that's worthy of the White House. Oh, they wouldn't stop gushing about it for a second, but because it's Trump,
right?
You got to shut it down.
And
man.
look at it. Look at the examples I just gave you. A la the bowling alley.
Oh, right.
A la the basketball court. That's not for public use, and that's certainly not for use of our allies or visiting kings or queens. That's for their own personal use, so that they could bowl, so that they could, Obama wanted to play basketball with Michael Jordan and all this stuff. That was for their own personal use.
Absolutely.
What Trump is trying to build is going to last and last and last for future presidents long after he's worm dirt.
Oh, yeah, but again, it's like we say almost every day, anything Trump does must be bad, or you have to make it bad. And the fact that they're treating it and they have since day one, like he's demolishing the White House and he's destroying history. Again, yeah, anything you can like that, you could flip on its behind and say if a Democrat president were doing the same thing, you would applaud him.
Now, I have never been to Mar-a-Lago. Have you?
No.
Okay. But I have seen enough video and picture to know it's first class, right?
Right.
And same thing with Trump Tower. I've been to Trump Tower in Vegas. I haven't been to New York, but Vegas, the hotel, the casino, and all that. First class. So if anybody's going to build a ballroom at the White House, I want it to be Donald Trump.
Well,
that's what he does.
The thing is, he's involved in every single aspect. The man's a designer and a builder. He's been that his whole adult life. So he's like picking the carpets, and we were talking about this last week, and choose, making all the choices himself. His design, his style. Is pretty gold intense.
I didn't know you talked about this last week.
Not the specific issue.
Oh, okay.
We talked about just how he multitasks.
Oh,
what we're talking about. How he's got probably some swatches for the carpet in one hand while he's ordering a bombing mission.
He's a multitasker.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. The story we were talking about just how he can do all of this crap at one time,
and how the people were calling in asking. Why they didn't have a plan for the strait.
No, yeah. It's like, he's got a plan. No, he's
definitely got a plan.
Yes. This is not a guy who stumbles through anything, really, whether it's designing a ballroom or a military operation. I mean, you're really misreading the guy if you think that of anything.
Right. Harry Enton over on CNN, the latest polling is out.
Let's take a look at this. Net favorability. Party ahead at this point. Midterm years with the GOP president. In 2018, Dems were up by 12. In 2006 on net favorability, which party you like more? Dems were ahead by 18. Republicans are actually ahead on net favorability at this point by 5 points. So Democrats are just simply running behind their previous benchmarks, and they need to be running well ahead of them if they want to take back the United States Senate.
But see, if they take it back, if they don't take it back, Sean, next year we won't be able to have trans visibility and boobs on Easter at the White House like we had before.
I really missed that. I'm really going to miss that today.
Come on, Democrats, you guys need to win. We need topless dudes. And Trans Visibility Day instead of Easter at the White House.
I think we had plenty of trans visibility last week with Mr. Noam there. That was weird.
Oh, man.
I get everybody's a little different, but man,
that's different.
I didn't see that one coming.
Woo.
Boy, that was real different.
More Ware and Rima coming up, KTSA. Sunny today, high of 74. Right now, 55 at 55, KTSA.
Good morning. Looks like a new trouble spot on the west side at 151 eastbound Loop 410. Got an accident on the frontage road and 2 right lanes are blocked. 1604 eastbound I-10 Vance Jackson. That wreck still causing a little bit of a delay from Babcock. And in Kendall on I-10 westbound just past the Kendall-Kerr County line. Got an 18-wheeler accident right around mile marker 483. And it's in the right lane. Cleanup process still continues. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
Local roots, national focus, global perspective. Stay connected. News Talk 550, KTSA, and FM 1071.
Well, we got some pretty serious rain over the weekend, and you know what's coming up soon, sooner than you can imagine every year, the hot weather. That's a bad combination for your roof. A soaking rain And then some really hot weather does a real number on the wood structure of your roof. That's why I need my friends at Stevens Roofing and Solar to come on out to your place and do a free roof inspection. We've done this twice. We're going to do it again probably before we get into the summer months because of all the rain we've had. They come on out and they look over your entire roof. They go over every square inch. And then a technician comes down and shows you if you have some issues on a computer where your problems are. The second time we sent the guy up there, we did have some issues. They called our insurance agent. They do now provide solar, so if you're curious about solar, you can talk to them when they come out to look at your roof for free. They're a family-owned business. I trust them absolutely. Call them up, 210-785-0994, or look them up online at stevensroofing.net.
Get the last water softener you'll ever own. Call Connecticut and tell them Dave sent you.
ConnecticutSA.com.
Spring is here, and there's never been a better time to upgrade your home with new Window World windows, siding, doors, and more from Window World. For a limited time during our spring savings event, get 0% interest for 15 months or take advantage of payments as low as $99 a month for up to 10 years with approved credit. And that's not all. Upgrade your home's look with our premium architectural series by Windsor, available in over 50 beautiful painted or stained finishes. Take $200 off every window and $300 off any patio door. Whether you're boosting curb appeal, increasing energy efficiency, or just ready for a fresh new look, Window World has you covered. Proudly fourth generation, locally family owned, we're committed to service for generations. But don't wait, these limited time savings won't last long. Call Window World of San Antonio today or visit windowworldtx.com to schedule your free in-home consultation online. Window World, quality you can trust from a family that's been serving San Antonio and the Texas Hill Country for generations.
It's $1,500 off your new walk-in shower. Hi, Trey Ware here. Bathwise is your go-to for all things bathroom. Bathwise, formerly Safe Showers, does 2-day hassle-free shower remodels all over San Antonio. They make your space a whole lot safer and more beautiful without weeks of noise and no grout to worry about. If you're thinking about a tub-to-shower conversion, walk-in tub, slip-resistant flooring, grab bars, bathroom upgrades that look sharp and function a whole lot better, it's the kind of upgrade that helps you stay confident in your home as the year roll on. Get a free no-obligation consultation, too. Custom upgrades that will make your bath safer and increase your home's value. And right now, get $1,500 off a new walk-in shower, but this offer won't last long. Get your free quote now at bathwise.com and special discounts for veterans, too. Go to bathwise.com today and take advantage of this special deal, but hurry, it won't last long. Get a free no-obligation consultation, too. $1,500 off bathwise.com. Every leader feels the pressure to do AI, but rushing in leads to leaks and wasted budget. Bridgehead IT starts with a full AI assessment to secure your data and find where AI actually moves the needle. Stop guessing. Lead with confidence at bridgeheadit.com.
Need a new AC? Right Home Services has a complete install, up to 3 tons, for just $89.99. It's Martin Bomber from the KTSA Rockin' Home Show. Call Right Home Services at 210-444-0000.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Drury, today and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights. At the Lance Drury Law Firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Drury Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in San Antonio. Call 726-202-1300. Visit Lance, DRURYlaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Hey, this is David Van Camp, and you're listening to News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071. Stay connected.
9:22, we're wearing Rima, KTSA, morning.
And we got an update on Iran coming up with the president at, 12 our time. So it's going to be an interesting 24 hours all the way around.
He's doing that from the briefing room, by the way.
From the press briefing room. That's
correct.
right. Caroline Levitt had announced that. This is just a weird story, and I've never been in a band. But I know a lot of guys who have been in bands and have said, things can get fairly dramatic sometimes, to say the least, behind the scenes amongst band members. I mean, I think the most obvious example of that was a few years ago with Perry. I'm trying to think of the band where they were. He and Dave Navarro were about ready to beat each other up on stage.
They did beat each other.
Perry Farrell. You're right. Remember that crap?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know who Turnstile is.
Heavy metal.
They're a heavy metal band. They won some Grammys, apparently.
Yep.
Based out of Baltimore. But Brady Ebert is the former guitarist for Turnstile. Lives in Silver Spring, Maryland, which I am quite familiar with. It's a high-dollar
I bet you've been there.
Suburb of D.C., Actually, that's where Fleetwood Mac got the name for that song "Silver Spring." Nikki,
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks is they're riding around. She's writing this song, has no title for it. She literally is going to a gig in Maryland, sees the sign "Silver Spring" and thinks that's lovely, and so she names the song.
That is a
Silver
great
Spring.
song with her and Lindsay.
That is a great song.
Yeah.
Anyway, Brady Ebert, former guitarist of Turnstile, who had been kicked out, I guess, a few years ago for being a jerk or being unpleasant or whatever.
In the music business?
I know, it's shocking.
Yeah.
This is so surprising. This never happens. But I guess even though he wasn't a member of the band, he still lived rather close to the parents of the main guy from the band. And I think it was over the weekend or very recently, I guess he's been like screaming at them a lot and taunting them.
Harassing them, yeah.
Harassing them.
Mm-hmm.
And he tried to run the dude's 79-year-old father over with his car.
Now, that's a D move.
Yes, absolutely. So he's facing, attempted murder. He's facing some pretty heavy charges.
Good.
But it's like, and apparently, and then the family's now saying this has been going on for a couple of years, that he's been harassing us. And it's like, dude, is there some reason why you couldn't freaking move and go live someplace where you'd be happy? Or I guess you're enjoying the outrage and the hatred.
What? Yeah, just lighten up.
What the hell,
just lighten up, man. You don't have to
start
do this.
your own damn band.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Go do something.
Be a greeter at Walmart. Find something to do, but don't harass the parents anymore.
I mean, you're going to run over. You're going to make your point by almost running over an 80-year-old guy, that's going to make you like a Billy Badass or something?
Obviously, he's thinking it's going to hurt the other guy that he wants to ultimately hurt. I kill his dad, and I really hurt his dad.
Pretty
really
freaking
hurt him.
dark, man.
Well, of course. Of course.
So I've never been in a band. I got a couple. I know you guys, both of you guys, you and James have know a lot about
Jimmy
this.
can tell you he lived in a bus.
I guess emotions can run high.
Oh, can they?
Behind the scenes.
It's always something else outside of the band.
That's it.
That
or someone else
sets someone off in a bad mood.
Oh, really?
And then they get in a bad mood, and then you're in the close confined, hotel rooms, buses, and then it just explodes like that.
It's a husband or a wife, girlfriend,
causes trouble or something,
or multiple girlfriends.
Is this like the Yoko Ono factor, basically?
Sometimes it can be.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be.
It'll put them in a bad mood for that weekend's run or something, and then you just have a bad weekend, and then eventually they'll apologize.
See, he's on it. He's exactly right. Or sometimes, right? You see the hookup down there, and you picked up the blonde in the third row, and you want her brought back.
Oh my God!
No,
right.
that's how it happens.
I believe you.
And the drummer's pissed because he had already decided. And then they. Plus, when you introduce the alcohol factor,
No. It makes people do weird crap.
Stupid stuff.
No.
They're sitting there sucking on the same bottle of Jack Daniels, and it just gets really bad from
And
them.
money.
And money.
Yeah, band members get mad because, someone gets paid more.
Yeah. Is it when they become big and popular and who's making all the money?
That's
and
probably why he's so PO'd. His Turnstile's doing
There you
better,
go.
and he's missing
And
out
he's
on
gone.
money.
There you go.
Yeah.
But
There you
I don't know anything about it, but apparently from what I read, he just was really unpleasant to be around, and they cut him loose. And then
Well,
they
you
start
said
getting,
the answer, Sean. You said the answer. Just go start your own gig.
Just start your own band, man.
Just do it, man. Start
it's
your own
really
thing.
these days you can do it with AI.
Find a drummer, find a bass player, and let's just start playing, man.
Just relax and
That's
enjoy
it.
life.
Yes.
But you chose to try to run over a 79-year-old man
Well,
instead.
that's somebody who has other issues.
Well, I think he's got a few mental health issues
That's right.
going on.
Well, I'm going to take an issue, a trouble away from you right now with Ownwell, ownwell.com. It's property tax assessment season right now. And if you're not protesting your home's value to pay less in property taxes, you're missing out on thousands of dollars. I know this personally because Nancy and I went through it. And we knew that the taxing entity where we live was taking way too much of our money. So Nancy, out of the goodness of her heart, she said, I'm going to take this on. I'm going to fix this. And year after year after year, she put together our protest. She went down, and she did save us money. But as her business continued to grow, and we added other businesses, and they continued to grow, I can't do that anymore. So we got in touch with Ownwell. Man, it took 3 minutes to sign up, and they have saved us thousands of dollars on our property taxes, and I do mean thousands of dollars. In many Texas counties, Ownwell delivered as much as a 2 times more savings in homeowners' pockets than traditional firms and their net fees. There are no fees at Ownwell if they don't get your property taxes reduced. So that's it. You only pay if they win your case for you. Ownwell has, by the way, about a 90% success rate in reducing property taxes. Ownwell is the way to go. Don't wait. The deadline to protest is May 15th for most counties. Save money on your property taxes with Ownwell. Do what I did. Sign up in less than 3 minutes and start saving money at ownwell.com. Mention Trey Ware at ownwell.com.
Rescue dogs may have incredible backstories and appetites. San Antonio's no-kill dog rescues want to nourish all these good dogs until they find forever homes. So it's time again for the KTSA 2026 Puppy Food Bank Radiothon. It starts Thursday from our studios and continues Friday from the Alamo Lounge, where you can have breakfast with National Dog Show voice John O'Hurley, us, and the dogs looking for their forever homes. Presented by Thomas J. Henry and in part by Connecticut, Mr. W Fireworks, Window World, and Big State Financial. The Puppy Food Bank Radiothon starts Thursday on KTSA.
First, let me say this. At Precision Windows and Doors, we only recommend what we actually have in our home.
Energy-efficient windows make...
Eddie, I've got this. I'm a wife and a mom. I care about comfort, noise, and energy bills. Before Precision Windows, our house was loud, drafty, and expensive to keep comfortable. Now, it's quiet, cozy, and our bills make sense again.
And at Precision Windows, look is...
Still talking, Mr. Window Guy. Precision Windows for windows, doors, hardy siding, and patio covers, because I want strong, low maintenance, and peace of mind. I don't want projects, I want solutions.
With Precision Windows and Doors, we're local and
family owned, and that matters. I'm Naomi with my husband, Eddie.
The Window Guy!
You're doing that yelling thing again.
Visit PrecisionWindowsSA.com.
That's PrecisionWindowsSA.com or call 210-596-6588.
Let's brighten up your home together.
Imagine a clinic where you can see your primary care provider who will actually help you reduce your medications and improve your overall health. A clinic where you are rewarded for getting rid of medications. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, a place where you have a whole team of professionals that work together to balance your hormones, reduce your digestive issues, decrease inflammation, improve energy, sleep better, and get out of pain naturally. At the Institute for Functional Health, you receive state-of-the-art testing, education, and care. You are never alone, and you will have a team that is relentless in the pursuit to make you the best version of yourself. Now is the time to take care of your health. Call us at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. You don't have to worry, we can see you now. Call 468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
Call Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health for a free consultation. 468-1891. 468-1891.
What a life-changing experience it is when you go to Here in Texas. My story is a very simple one. I was born with hearing loss. My left ear basically had no hearing. My right ear had very high frequency loss. And when I went and saw Dr. Sally at Here in Texas, she discovered all of that, and she fitted me with hearing aids that have really changed my life. Now I hear my wife better than I ever have, my 2 granddaughters as well. I'm enjoying singing again and living my life, all because of Dr. Sally and the great team at Here in Texas. You know, they accept TRICARE, so if you're military dependent, they're ready to see you at Here in Texas, and they have this wonderful new subscription service. You know, technology changes so quickly these days, so when your hearing aids get out of date, you don't have to worry about buying a new pair because you've subscribed to their service at Here in Texas, ATAR. You're going to find some of the finest people anywhere, the latest, greatest technology, and you're going to hear things you've never heard before at Here in Texas. Log on today and mention Trey Ware, here in TX.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. You know, the big wireless companies say they have discounts for people over 55. But unless you're willing to sit on hold and ask, you're probably paying more than you should. At Consumer Cellular, there's nothing to hunt down. We're built for people 50 plus with plans starting at just $20. And our 100% US-based customer service actually answers the phone. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today and get your second month free for a limited time.
Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
For more than 50 years, attorney Joe A. Gomez has helped injured people involved in car and trucking accidents. He's a personal injury lawyer, born and raised right here in San Antonio. Call 210-736-4040 for a free consultation or visit GomezLawFights.com. Always remember, Gomez Law Fights.
KTSA News brought to you by Stevens Roofing.
The war with Iran could be ending as early as today. President Trump with a press conference set for noon. Word is a ceasefire might be announced at that time. The Artemis II moon mission on its way. The 4 astronauts on board are deeper in space than anybody has been in more than half a century. And there's an undisputed king at the box office, at least for the moment. And there's video game nostalgia abound. We got the details coming up at 10 o'clock. KTSA News Time 9:35.
Good morning. For the most part, in good shape as you head into your midday commute. This report sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Now, we still have this wreck at 90 eastbound, just past 1604. It's now off to the right shoulder, so main lanes are getting by. Little bit of a delay, 1604 westbound, Boulevardy Road over to 281. And we're still doing a cleanup on I-10 westbound, just past the Kendall-Kerr County line. 18-wheeler accident that occurred earlier. We still have a right lane blocked. For victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MADD. Call the 24-hour victim helpline, 877-MADD-HELP, or visit online, madd.org. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This afternoon, warmer to kick off the week with a high up to 75. Pleasant tonight, and some clouds around. The low down to 51 along the Riverwalk and 44 in the Hill Country. Rather cloudy and a little warmer on Tuesday with a high up to 77. I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina with your KTSA Stevens Roofing AccuWeather forecast.
Right now, 59 degrees, partly cloudy at San Antonio's severe weather station. I'm Christian Blood. Stay connected with News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
That's Carlos Santana with Rob Thomas.
It's a great tune.
So smooth, baby, so smooth. We were just talking tunes off the air a second ago.
We were talking some tunage off the air.
Tunage. I heard a lot of tunes on a cruise last week. A lot of different things that were going on. Pretty good jazz singer.
Oh, excellent.
It was our first time on MSC, which I kept saying MSG because that's in your food.
What's MSC?
MSC, a Mediterranean shipping company, and they largest shipping company on planet Earth, shipping goods and stuff around.
Right.
But they got in the cruise business not that long ago. And so we normally travel on Royal Caribbean or something like that. And we decided this time we're going to try them out the first time, and it was good.
Well, very nice.
It was good. It was a good little trip.
Last time I was on a cruise, it was a booze cruise in 1994. We left Florida, and went to one of the Bahamian islands, not the main one, Freeport, I think. All because we went and looked at a timeshare. We got an overnight booze cruise.
Well, this wasn't that easy. This one we had to pay for, but really, I mean, seriously, we had a really good time, and thanks for
sure. Like I said, it was a pretty slow news week, Trey. We were
not
just
much going on,
pulling the shows out of our butts every single day.
Well, I do remember
nothing to talk about.
A couple of weeks ago, you were talking about Trump and his comment concerning Bob Mueller not liking it and all that kind of stuff, not liking him kind of dancing on Mueller's grave. And
right. I'm glad he's dead. Right.
Yeah. So this one here was from Saturday Night Live this past Saturday, which outside of their politics. Their music Saturday night was fantastic. Speaking of tunage, they had Jack Black. He was the host. He was hosting the show, and Jack White.
Really?
And they got together.
Oh, Lord!
And did Seven Nation Army together, and a couple of other things. And I'm a Jack White fan too.
Right.
So Jack Black said, "I'm Jack Black," and Jack White, "I'm Jack White," and the other guy in the middle goes, "Hey, that's Gray." So anyway, this was a joke that they told during Weekend Update. And this is the kind of thing, and I do understand that comedians are supposed to make fun of, current events and all that. But just as you felt about the Bob Mueller thing, I feel presidential assassinations aren't a joke.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
So let me roll this.
President Trump attended the opening night of Chicago at the Kennedy Center, and I think that's cool. That the president is going to the theater. I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
So it wasn't just a joke, it was the crowd cheering.
Sure.
And obviously that's a reference to Lincoln Ford Theater, go to the theater, get shot in the head and all that kind of stuff. I'm not really being prudish about this. This didn't ruin my weekend. This joke didn't ruin my weekend. I just think like you did about Mueller, let's not joke about killing a president. Let's just not kid about that.
There's just so much of it as far as just, wishing death on people in general that you disagree with.
In particular.
And it's just from a comedy standpoint, I just find it boring in the least and predictable. And secondly, it's just, can we just all get away from that? It's just something to do in general. And it's something I think that really came about as a result of the social media world, where people try to outrage each other and say the most outrageous thing. And so making death jokes about the president or some political person you don't like has become so standard now, and the only reaction I had with Trump and Bob Mueller is that, on our side of the room, we're saying, well, it's horrible the way you guys talked about Charlie Kirk, and we're not going to be that person.
Yeah, for sure.
That was my only issue with Trump. And I got nothing against dark humor,
right?
But it's still got to be funny.
I don't find presidential, and maybe I'm just, but I don't find presidential assassination funny. I don't know how you funny that one up. You know what I'm saying?
There is a joke that's about 150 years of, or about 100 years of age about the Lincoln assassination. I remember hearing when I was a kid. So people have been making these kinds of jokes, and I do agree with George Carlin, who said, you can make fun of anything you want. Anything and everything is fair game. It's contextual. It's how you go about it. And there's no real comedic value to a lot of this stuff that gets thrown out there. There's no contextual, nothing funny about
Good.
it.
Let's talk about that for a second.
You
We've already gone too long on this, but in the Lincoln case, 100-year-old joke, he was already dead. The assassination has already happened. This is a living, sitting president today, and it's no different than Madonna saying, I'm going to blow up the White House because he's in there, or Snoop Dogg doing the whole blow his brains, or Kathy Griffin with his head.
Oh, right, his bloody head.
Right.
And,
just presidential assassination, or really the assassination of anybody.
Well,
it's just not funny. You can do it. I'm not telling you can't do it. I'm not trying to be free speech guy. Go ahead and do it. I personally don't find it funny.
Oh, I know, but I think it was Conan O'Brien a couple of weeks ago was talking about this. I think Bill Maher's has said as much. Certainly Adam Carolla has said this, that what the left have substituted for actual comedy is now just blank Trump. And however you say, meaning however you say blank Trump,
Bill Maher says that.
Whether it's you want him to die, or you want cholesterol to kill him, or you're making theater jokes, or you just, we see this in the world of social media every day, right? Which is why I think you and I stay off of politics on social media.
Oh, totally.
Because it goes mean and ugly and dark really, really fast.
Well, let me throw this one out there. What would their reaction be if somebody told a joke about Rob Reiner?
Oh, they'd be mortified. Absolutely mortified if anybody did that.
And now, nobody was more political than Rob Reiner.
Very political, and he himself said some questionable things.
That's exactly right.
About the president and the president's kids and stuff like that.
If you want to joke about Rob Reiner and him being dead with his wife, I wouldn't find that the least bit funny. There'd be nothing about that that would be funny.
But again, it's substituting actual comedy or swapping out actual comedy for just whatever mean thing you can say about Trump makes you a funny comic. Well, no, it probably doesn't, because SNL's numbers have been bouncing off the toilet for a while.
Sure.
It's not a funny show.
And no, it's not at all.
In general.
And that certainly wasn't. And why the crowd cheered was because they suffer from the same thing, TDS.
Well, they've stacked the studio with people that would agree with anything like that.
Absolutely.
It's not a general audience.
But again, the music was good.
Music was ass-kicking. Humor sucked.
That's right, exactly.
It's Saturday night.
Let me tell you about friends over at River City Oral Surgery. Dr. Mark Havicorn has a wonderful team at River City Oral Surgery. And if you need to have teeth put in, you know what I mean, implants, or you need to have teeth taken out, and that would, of course, be wisdom teeth or whatever. If you got missing or broken teeth or whatever, he's got the solution. He has the answer for you at River City Oral Surgery. All their prices are right online, so before you ever walk in the front door, you know what you're going to pay. You know what it's going to cost you to have the work done. Let me give you an example real quick here. Wisdom teeth removal, all for $1,500. That's it. That's the exam, x-ray, IV sedation. That's routine post-op. That's everything. It's right there on the website. And there are no games and no gimmicks. It's not like you're going to get in there and the next thing you know, we had trouble with the third one. It was impacted. It was growing sideways. We really had to do a lot of work on the third one, so I'm going to add another $23,000 to you. That's not what they do, okay? $1,500 are going to take all four of them out. Now, that's a great deal, and it's all right online. So you know it before you ever try to buy it. And that's the way all people in the medical business ought to be. So go over to their website, check them out, rivercityoms.com. Sunny today with a high of 74. Right now it's 58 and sunny at KTSA.
Good morning. Got a few trouble spots as you head into your midday commute. This report sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance. It's an accident on 90 eastbound just past 1604. Right shoulder blocked. 151 westbound at Military. Disabled vehicle, right shoulder. Another stall at 37 northbound as you approach I-10. Off to the shoulder. And we're starting to slow down 1604 northbound New Gilbo on over to Bandera. And 1604 westbound Bulverde Road over to 281. If you have questions about youth or high school sports, Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA builds better athletes, better people through sports. Info at positivecoach.org. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
One of the blessings of doing what I do every day is being able to tell you about people who can really help you with things that are going on in your life, okay, for the long haul. If you're one of the folks who think you can just randomly pick up a Medicare plan and be done with it, please don't do that. That's how so many seniors make costly mistakes. I'll tell you who I have found. Number one, I went through this with my dad years ago, and it was so confusing, right? And now I'm getting close. I mean, I'm still a couple of years away, but I'm already starting to think about those things, right? Choosing the wrong Medicare plan could mean higher out-of-pocket costs, losing access to your doctors, paying penalties down the road, stuff like that. So here's what I want you to do. Get in touch with Nick Knightley at Knightley Insurance Group. That's Knightley with a K. He's a local independent Medicare broker. He serves San Antonio and the Hill Country, and his help is absolutely free to you. He'll walk you through your options. He'll review your doctors and prescriptions, and he'll make sure you understand the differences between Medicare Advantage, Medicare Supplements, and all the other crazy stuff that's out there. You get Medicare right the very first time, and that's what's so important in this. There's no confusion. There's no pressure. Just clear, honest guidance, and when you call, you're going to talk to a real person, not a bot somewhere, not a call center somewhere, a real person right here. So book your appointment at KnightleyInsuranceGroup.com. That's Knightley with a K, free Medicare help, local guidance, and, yeah, real people. KnightleyInsuranceGroup.com.
Hey, this is Richard at Pride Floors. Want a cleaner, richer look in your home? Visit our showroom and explore the newest European oak styles. Quality products, lifetime installation warranties. Near 1604 in Lock Hill, Summa. At Pride Floors, we take pride in our floors so you can take pride in your home.
Trey Ware for Bathwise, formerly Safe Showers, delivering fast 2-day bath and shower remodels all across San Antonio. Customized showers with grab bars, seating, and low threshold to keep you safe. $1,500 off, but hurry! This offer won't last long. Military discounts available too. Bathwise.com.
If you're bugged by bugs, call Pied Piper Pest Control at 826-2030. Even if you've spoken to another company, call Pied Piper for a second opinion. Online at sabugs.com or call 826-2030 for Pied Piper Pest Control.
I love my Kinetico water softener. Dave here, and yes, I own a Kinetico. Other water softeners just can't measure up. So if your old unit keeps breaking, leaking, or burning through salt, stop paying for frustration. A Kinetico doesn't run on electricity. It powers itself using your water flow and only cleans itself when needed, not on a timer. And Kinetico backs its efficiency claims with independent testing through the Water Quality Association. Kinetico protects your plumbing and appliances. It helps dishes and fixtures stay cleaner and leaves your skin and hair feeling better. And right now, with the purchase of a Kinetico, you receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. For clean, pure water 24/7, call Kinetico of San Antonio and the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE, and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
KineticoSA.com.
License number 38961.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Oil isn't the only resource hit hard by global events. American farmers are sounding the alarm by fertilizer prices at planting season. Will this disrupt our food supply? Raising prices cause shortages? I'm not waiting to find out, and neither should you. Go to mypatriotsupply.com, get a 3-month emergency food supply. They'll include $200 worth of extra survival protein absolutely free. After serving more than 3 million American families since 2008, you can trust mypatriotsupply.com. Go to mypatriotsupply.com.
Stay on top of the latest news wherever you are. Stream KTSA on the go. This is News Talk 550 KTSA and FM 1071.
Well, the Easter egg hunt is getting started. They call it Easter egg roll at the White House. And they're doing the national anthem right now, getting ready for the kiddos to come out. There are no trannies on Tranny Awareness and See-Through Day with their tops off walking around the White House lawn, as we were so familiar with happening during the Biden years.
Thank you, God.
Hey, what's that? This is really a cool thing that's going on today at the White House with President Trump. 240,000 of these various egg producers behind all this right now. And they got red, white, and blue eggs.
And yeah, that's right. And about 40,000, I think, altogether. Yeah. And I was reading at the start of the weekend how egg prices are down dramatically from what we were paying during the Biden administration.
Right.
Or whomever was actually running the country.
Yeah.
So it's refreshing. No half-naked trannies and red, white, and blue eggs.
That's right.
The
Very
national
cool.
anthem, all that cool American-y stuff.
And a beautiful first lady standing there.
Absolutely.
Well, hello, Jack Riccardi. Happy Monday to you.
Oh, hey, is that actually Trump standing up there?
Yeah.
Because I thought he had passed away at Walter Reed over the weekend.
Oh, man.
I was watching CNN. I'm confused now. What?
Let me ask you this question.
He's okay?
Yeah. He's no, that's actually a CIA double. That's one of them CIA masks that they wear.
It's like Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
He'll pull it off.
Exactly. Where did that? Do you have any idea where that story got started?
I missed the Ukraine flag colored eggs, by the way. I think we should get back to that.
Or the Iranian colored eggs? Yeah.
I just think, their instinct is always the worst, right? The lowest common denominator, the worst thing. They took the weekend. They made Artemis about the toilet. They made the rescue of the Wizzo about the equipment that was used and how Iran is really winning the war because they shot down a plane. And it's you always know what they'll do and what they'll say because just pick the worst possible interpretation of events.
I saw a lot of, because when I was gone last week, we didn't have like Fox News or traditional, conservative news media, anything like that. So exposed to a lot of IMSNO and a lot of CNN and stuff like that. And I got to tell you, man, they have a totally different view of this war. We're done for. Did you know that thousands of troops have died in this war? I mean, we're getting our butts kicked over there.
Well, I'll tell you, I heard somebody on CNN say that Iran is, I forget the exact words, but her analysis was Iran is winning the meme war.
Oh,
and
God.
I thought,
Oh, boy. Yes, I saw that.
I think it's better to have like a Navy and an Air Force than to have memes. But I don't know. I'm not an expert, but I would think that's not the part of the war you'd want to win.
No. And just the fact, let's talk about the rescue mission, just the fact that we can operate inside of Iran the way we did says to Iran, you know what, we got it. We've already won.
Do you did you guys talk about the price was too high or they wasted a lot of equipment analysis?
No.
Did you talk about that?
No.
So the take from some sides was, well, you used up a lot of planes, you left a lot of equipment. And Europe is saying that, for example, the European media are saying that. But see, I think of it as we are a society that prizes individualism.
Absolutely.
So we will expend the stuff to get one person back. They are about collectivism. They would look at this in terms of cost benefit, and they wouldn't do it. I mean, that's why Canada's euthanizing 1 out of 20 people that die in Canada because it's all cost benefit analysis. There's no individual consideration. They're never going to get this.
First of all,
Europeans are never going to get why we do and how we do what we do.
Well, first of all, the reason they wouldn't do it is because they couldn't do it. They couldn't pull off what we just did. They couldn't pull off, and they know that they couldn't pull that off. Second of all,
but they could win the meme war.
Yeah, right. But second of all, if we would have abandoned this colonel there and moved on, like they're suggesting, then they would be screaming about that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, absolutely. Well, I mean, he really, and as far as the idea of we leave no man behind, that means something again, because certainly during the previous administration, we left all kinds of people behind in places like Afghanistan, and I kept hearing that repeated by a lot of military folks after this news broke. That,
you know what I'm excited about?
We don't.
I'm excited that Power Plant Day and Bridge Day fall on the same day this year. I love when that happens, don't you? That is so cool when it's the same day. And that's tomorrow. I can't wait.
Yes. Also, Jack, I have noticed we're watching coverage of the Easter egg roll at the White House. The Easter Bunny does not seem to be in any kind of supportive role for the president.
Yeah.
Which we noticed last
He's not
time
a
out.
visiting angel like he was under Biden. That's right.
He's not helping him get down the stairs or anything like that.
He was more of a companion animal, it seemed to me.
Right, a support animal.
In those days, yeah.
When you see the Easter Bunny feeding the president mashed bananas, there's some guys a slightly different relationship going on than what we have.
Welcome
right
back,
now.
by the way, Trey.
Thank you, Jack. Appreciate that very much. I
Or
don't
you had
know.
to watch M Snow while you were gone.
I didn't have a choice where
Sure,
I was.
I'm sure other good things happened, but
Yeah, I didn't have a choice where I was, or I would have made a different choice.
I understand.
But I'm looking at the president's profile. That may not be Trump. Maybe he. Wow, that couldn't be. I think you brought up a great point, Jack. That he looks different from the profile from the side now.
You think so, huh?
Yeah.
I think you're looking at the
I think
rabbit.
maybe you were away a little too long.
Maybe you were, Trey.
I'm feeling. I don't know, Sean. I'm feeling the M Snow influence a little bit on him.
It's starting to creep.
Have you
in.
been watching him closely
earlier
today? Because he was gone a week. We don't know.
He was.
We don't know what they did to him.
They could have gotten to him, Jack.
We
They could have
don't
gotten to him. He was submitting earlier
It's
that
like the Manchurian Candidate. He's. It looks like Trey, but
it's not. He did mention the Artemis thing. Maybe a nerd with a computer could pull that off nowadays with AI.
Well, what I said was back in the '60s, they had to have a whole sound stage, a bunch of actors and actresses to pull this off. Now it's just a guy with a MacBook in his underwear in Dad's basement.
What did they do to you, Trey? What did they do? What did the bad people do to you to turn
show
you?
us on the doll.
It is good to have you back. Though. It was a slow news week while you were gone.
Yeah, sure it was.
Really
Sounds like it.
Pulling a lot of shows out of my butt. It was just the whole week, nothing going on.
Really?
Just very slow. Very
How beautiful
slow week.
is that?
There's
a
an-
show
there's
out
a-
of Sean's butt.
There's
Imagine
an image
that
for
one.
you. Right, there you go.
Well,
actually, no, it was like every hour history was being made by
Yeah.
somebody.
Well, Jack, this Artemis thing is kind of cool, though. I mean, that's a cool thing.
I think it's cool that they have a toilet. I don't expect a lot from the toilet. Like they're going where no one's ever gone before. It's incredible. It's a scientific miracle. We're really going to focus on, the toilet doesn't smell great.
Oh, God, right.
Hey, we have that problem here on Earth.
We sure do, right down the hall.
So, yeah, thank you.
Isn't it funny though how? And we were laughing about this last week that it was the woman who had to go and fix the toilet.
Of course.
And how misogynist is that? Like, of course, the mission
Well,
specialist.
it's part of Trump's war on women. He only fires women.
That's right. He fires women. He makes them clean space toilets.
Of course, he appointed them before he fired them.
Right.
But that's a minor detail.
Well, Miss Newsom doesn't care. Oh, no, wait a minute. She's not Miss Newsom, is she? She's just the partner. She doesn't care about that.
Oh, right.
When she makes her comments, she doesn't care. None of that matters.
What about being married to him? Or
No. That he actually appointed these women. She was the one who was saying that he's doing is firing all the powerful women because he doesn't like powerful women, so he's firing all the powerful women.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Jack in 60's coming up. What are you going to do?
All of that
and
and more.